Starting broadcast. Okay. Well, let's see if that works. Alright. Welcome, folks. This is the live Q&A session that I've set up on Twitter and Facebook. So, indeed, hello to you from me, myself, and my gappy front teeth. If you've just joined us, thanks very much. Thanks very much for coming down. The whole point of this session is for me to sit here looking like a gimp for 2 hours while people talk underneath me about random shit. Yes. Or you could look at it as a Q&A session. It depends how it turns out. It's a bit odd like that. So anyway, there is a public chat thing here. The point is that you type questions and stuff in there, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if there are no questions being asked, I'll just sit here like this. So, do you have any plans in the near future to release any official Pogo-related goods, like t-shirts, hats, and the like? I don't really know, because it's very expensive, and I don't have any merchandising companies that can ship thousands and thousands of goods, save myself out of my own front door. So that's why the World Remix thing didn't go too well, because we had to ship many thousands of Space Bunny USBs, and it was an absolute bloody nightmare. That's why you shouldn't use Kickstarter. It's one reason. How did you meet Jesh and Dynamo and Peace Sus? Well, let's see. How did I meet Dynamo? That's a bloody good question. This is one of those moments where my brain doesn't want to work with me for some stupid reason. I met Dynamo. Jesus Christ, this is very embarrassing. I actually can't remember. I can't remember how I met anybody. Oh, wow. I'm sure Dusty can chip in and help me there. What did you... well, I'll come back to that when my memory started working a bit better. It's still quite early. What did you think of the group Chitty Bang sampling? I didn't like that at all, actually. Chitty Bang is a rap group that suddenly snatched the opening dialogue thing of my Expialidocious track and said, that's ours now. We're going to use it in our track and not cite you for it, because we're cool like that. So I didn't appreciate that very much, no. If they had cut it up to be their own sequence, it wouldn't have been my thing anymore, but I didn't care for what they did, no. Did you use Twixtor while making the video for Whisperlude? I didn't use Twixtor, no, because After Effects actually has its own time remapping thing in it, which is very similar to Twixtor, but it's an inbuilt. You don't have to go in and download a stupid plugin or something. It actually comes in After Effects now, just as a simple time warping effect. Are you an Aphex fan twin? Aphex twin fan, even? No, I'm not. I've never actually heard his stuff. Someone's going to have to link me. What Russian novel embraces more than 500 characters is set in Napoleonic Wars? I never went to school. I wouldn't be able to answer that question. What are your modern influences? I would say movies. Have you ever dabbled in acting? I haven't, no. Is it the scarf that's giving you that impression, is it? No, I have never dabbled in acting. Acting is probably something that I wanted to do it when I was a kid, but I thought, wow, this is actually very hard. I used to make videos of myself on a little Tyco video camera, which was a little toy thing, and it shot in infrared, and it looked like death. So I discovered then and there that I can't really act. So I was planning, this is a long one, I was planning on going to the Chicago show, and that was supposed to happen the day after you had the whole getting arrested thing, and I think your manager said something about you doing a show come on, I read all of that and there's no question mark at the end of it. How do you usually start a track? Well, I usually start a track by, it's weird. Like, if I'm watching a movie or something, I'll hear a sound somewhere and I'll think, that sounds really good. And so I'll record it and I'll loop it. And that's the beginnings of a track. Sophisticated insight. Do you listen to Toro Wai Moi? I do not. Is that some kind of Asian dish that makes noise? What happened to the live Casablanca remix? I never did anything with it because it sounds a lot like Mellow Brick Road and Alice and Expialidocious and, well, just about everything else I've remixed. What's the latest on the new Harry Potter track? I didn't know there was oh yes, the Harry Potter track on SoundCloud. No real developments. Still kind of deciding if it's worth doing anything with. Ninja Turtles quote, that's nice. What else have we got here? Dude, have you seen the movie Dragonfly before? It's not a movie, it's a TV series, isn't it? No, that's Firefly. No, I haven't seen Dragonfly, no. What advice do you have for an amateur artist to figure out how to improve his work? Whew. Well, honestly, I would say probably find someone who makes similar music to yourself that inspires you, because inspiration is what drives you to get better, really. I think you have to have some kind of waypoint, you know, like in Colony Wars or Homeworld, you have to have a waypoint to really get somewhere. And I think inspiration can be that waypoint. So find someone. For me, it was Akafin, the guy that makes music out of sounds that he records from his radio. I always found that tremendously inspiring, and I have to wonder if I'd be making music today if it wasn't for him. So check out Akafin. What is your favorite painting? God, I don't know. Some kind of Picasso thing. That's about as artistic as I'm going to sound. I remember you talking about just remixing the trailers for Movie for a Game. There's a DJ named Mike Realm that does that. I'll have to check that out. What else have we got here? What's your favorite color? I like black. Black is my favorite color. And I don't mean the racist black, I mean the shade black. It's just a color I can like every day. It's not really a color, is it? Who's sexier, Dusty or Pat? I'm going to go with me. Awesome video game reference. Do you design your own album artwork? Sometimes I do. For the album cover, what was it? What did I call it? Wonder Puff or something? Or I don't know, some silly thing. That was a digital painting thing that I did, and that was quite fun. So, yeah. Sometimes I do my own album art, but I would like to commission someone to do them for me, because I don't really do very good paintings and all of that. What are you drinking? Oh, I'm drinking tea, which is ice cold at this point, but I like iced tea too. Do you think Skrillex has talent? Talon. Do I think he has talons? I don't know. No, I think he's talented. If Skrillex is making his own stuff, like without loops and all that, yeah, he's talented. I just don't think dubstep's not really my kind of thing. I listen to dubstep and I keep hearing a lot of drum and bass influence, you know, because the wub wub bass, I believe, started with drum and bass, jungle drum and bass. Dubstep just kind of halves the beats per minute, which personally I don't like. What's your favorite type of video game? God. I don't know. I really like Diablo 3 at the moment, so I suppose I like dungeon crawlers at the moment. Torchlight 2 is excellent. I like Bastion, and I like Braid. Steam has a lot of very good independent games. As a creative person, is there a particular work that you go back to for your inspiration over and again? Not these days, mate, no. Usually I really just... I take most of my inspiration from... Well, actually, I take a lot of inspiration from P. Sus. I really like P. Sus's work, and a lot of the time I really like... I mean, it's everybody, really. I think we all kind of... Me, Jesh, and Dusty, and Pat, we all kind of thrive off each other sometimes. So, yeah, the local remix culture. Mega Man or Zelda? I never got into Mega Man. I tried it on Super Nintendo and it was okay, but I'm very much a Zelda diehard fan, hence the poster behind me on the wall. Did you study audio production at university? No. Honestly, I can't justify spending in excess of $15,000 to learn something that you can just as well learn on the internet with some tutorial DVDs. I did study 3D animation at SAE, and I did study filmmaking for a year or so, script writing and all of that, and that was fun. But again, nothing I couldn't have learned on my own, I discovered in the end. Thoughts on a Downfall remix? Every remix of mine is a Downfall. I don't know what Downfall is. Do you know that Skrillex can sing? My goodness gracious me. Wow. I wonder which version of Autotune he uses. Do you enjoy answering our questions at all? Yes, I do. I enjoy it to the point that it informs people. I don't enjoy it in the sense that I'm sitting here looking like a celebrity when really I'm just a guy that uploads videos to YouTube because he has nothing better to do with his time. What kind of headphones do you use for music? I use AKGK 701s. I actually don't use headphones much anymore because they don't give me a very accurate representation of my music. I think in order to really master your stuff accurately, you need to be listening to it through loudspeakers or through studio monitors or something where there's acoustic space between your ears and the sound, because that's how your music's going to be played. What's your favorite sport team? I don't know. I don't watch sport or anything. I watch StarCraft 2, if that counts as a sport. What's your favorite modern and mainstream music genre? Mainstream music genre. I thought mainstream in itself was a genre. I love drum and bass, and I love 90s house. God bless it. What are your opinions on records? Do you prefer CDs, waves, files instead? I don't know. If I had a turntable and a mixer that I could be bothered using, I would always go with vinyl. I think vinyl just has a sound to it that CD doesn't, because it comes from a day and age where everything was analog, and because your ears are analog, I think that's why it sounds more dynamic, and there's more depth and texture and all these philosophical terms, blah 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 blah. Do you build a piece while looking at the video, or do the visuals come after the music? That's a good question. I always watch the film or TV show first, and sometimes I'll write down the timecode points at which I hear the sounds. But at the moment I've got like a dual monitor setup, so I'll have the film playing full screen on the one monitor, and in the other monitor I'll have Adobe Audition where I'm recording the sounds, and so it's just a case of alt-tabbing between VLC and Adobe Audition so that I can watch the film and record from it simultaneously. I do think it's I like to watch the film when I'm sampling from it because it helps me absorb the film a bit more. It's a movie, you know. It's not a CD. It's not a radio show. It's a film, and I think you need to absorb the whole thing when you're remixing it. What happened with the Dumbo remix? I'm still kind of working on it. I am a little bit unsure about the Stork remix, really. I think it sounds frightfully similar to Alice. It was one of those things where I just fell back into my old trends, and I'm not really sure if I should release it anymore. I suppose it would go down on YouTube pretty well, but I'm becoming a bit of a cliche, you know, if I keep doing that kind of sound. What's your favourite horror film? Could you classify The Shining as a horror film? No, maybe not. It's more of a thriller, isn't it? Well, I love The Shining, so maybe that's kind of an answer to your question. I don't really watch a lot of horror films. No. How's the bike? Are you riding much? It's winter here, so I'm not doing any motorcycling, no. You just end up getting your expensive leather jacket saturated in rain and getting your balls frozen off. Any updates on coming back to the US? I'm trying to move to Pittsburgh. I'm trying to find myself a job in Pittsburgh. I hear it's very difficult to get a job in the US, so I'm worrying about that. But I am trying to get a job in Pittsburgh, and I'm trying to move there because I understand Dynamo is moving in there, and P. Sus lives there, and the Wild Bunny lives there. And with any luck, we'll get Jesh over there too at some point, and maybe Sky. That'd be cool. Have you ever thought of remixing classical music or contemporary concert music? Not really, no. But with my Spirited Away remix, I'm trying to do my own classical orchestral stuff using a sound library called Symphonic Orchestra Platinum by East West Samples. And that's turning out to be quite well. The problem there, though, is cutting up sounds from a film and then layering those over orchestral music. That's actually kind of a jarring blend, so I'm having a difficult time getting that to gel. You know, your focus is kind of on two things at once. What do you think of Michael Jackson as a producer? I don't know if Michael Jackson actually ever did produce. I always thought it was Quincy Jones and all that sort of thing. But I loved his music, and I admire him for writing most, if not everything he did, because nowadays you've got people like Lady Gaga and stuff that I'm pretty sure just get all their stuff done for them. So how we can call them artists, I don't know. Have you ever been so far even as decided to use want to look more like? I'm sorry, mate. You're going to have to rephrase that. How's the Zelda mix coming along with Jesh? Very well. I've just done a remix collaboration, or working on one, with Jesh for Ocarina of Time. And I sent something to Jesh, and then he sends it back with his spin on it. And it's going very well. I'm very much looking forward to getting the Ocarina of Time collab up on YouTube. The problem there is we're using so many sounds that I don't know how the hell we're going to make a video for it. It's just going to be shots and shots and shots and shots and clips and clips and clips, and I think it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. Would you be willing to do an entire studio tour sometime? It'd be a bit wanky. Yeah, maybe. Wanky is definitely my thing. Have you heard the album Samba Nova by now? Yes, I have, actually. That sounds very familiar. Would you be willing to do an entire... I've read that already. What made you want to remix Yoda's voice? I was pleasantly surprised by it. It's the Muppet sound, really, isn't it? It's Frank Oz. You can't not want to remix Frank Oz's voice. I think that's what it was at the end of the day. I just loved... he just had all his quirky little bits and bobs, and he did strike a few notes in his voice, funny enough, so I thought I'd use them. Hey, if you ever get to Pittsburgh, do you want to chill sometime? Yes, I will. But I'm trying not to get my hopes too high, because I think moving to the States is going to be a lot harder than it sounds, especially when you're banned. Do you listen to Chillwave? I do not. I drink Chillwave. Which remix was the most difficult for you to finish or do? I would say Dexter, because Dexter, I had so many restrictions on me. I could only use this and this and this, and it was very hard for me. It was very hard getting up in the morning and finishing it, because the restrictions placed on me were ridiculous. Like, I couldn't use any of the actors' voices. I couldn't use any music from the show. It was like, okay, I'm making a remix of Dexter here, but then am I? Seeing how good Lead Breakfast has gone, would there be more mixes like that? Yes, I really like the idea of remixing The Big Lebowski, because it has very similar kind of similar feel to it, I think. It has adult themes in it, it's funny, it's aggressive, but at the same time it holds itself with a certain modesty that Tarantino does with his films. So The Big Lebowski, I think, is maybe one of my next targets. Do you read any comic books? If so, I do not read comic books. Did you finish Bioshock 2? Never finished Bioshock 2. I never actually liked Bioshock. I always found it to be a bit clunky. I don't know. Never got into Bioshock too much. Would you ever consider doing a collab with Johnsy from Sugar Rose? If they could be bothered. I don't care much for her, but Lady Gaga writes her own music for the most part. Oh, okay, that's news to me and a surprise. What's your favourite Mario or Mario-based game? Oh, I really like Super Mario 3D on 3DS. That's really rocking it for me at the moment. I see Crash Bandicoot back there. Which Crash Bandicoot game is your favourite? I really like... I gotta say, I'm partial to the first Crash Bandicoot, actually. The second one was cool. The third one started branching out a bit too much. The first one, I think, for me, was the best. My own personal favourite. Do you know when you will be releasing the Spirited Away remix? When it's done. I made a dance piece to Whisperlude, and it was received very well by my teachers. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much. Banjo-Kazooie. What instruments do you play? I used to play drums when I was 10. We did a few rock quests. We got into Pepsi Smoke-Free Rock Quest of 1999, which was fun. That was a much better time. And I tried a bit of saxophone at one point. I must have been high. And I was playing piano at one point as well, which was fun. But these ET fingers just don't play piano anymore. Who's your inspiration? I don't know. Do you ever second guess yourself after uploading videos or MP3s? Yeah, sometimes. I uploaded, it's mostly with, no, I won't say that, it'll get me into trouble. Are you thinking of making an Apple computer remix? I can't even begin to imagine what that would be. Why did you go to prison? I went to prison because I had 2 agencies working for me at the time, and neither of them could advise me as to the kind of visa I needed to get into the United States to work. So that was fun. I got caught with the wrong kind of visa, and they sent me to the prison to be deported, to where I waited for 3 weeks. Big Lebowski is a great choice. Yeah, I think so. How do you go about naming your remixes? Well, with a great deal of difficulty, actually. With Wishery, I had various names like I had Dig and Wish. Dig and Wish was a name. You know, the digging of the oh, come on. What are they called? The dwarves, for Christ's sake. The dwarves. I had the digging of the dwarves. So I was going to call it Dig and Wish, and I thought Wishery sounds nice because the whole wishing well thing. Would you consider yourself an audiophile, like one of those people that only listen to FLAC files? Honestly, yes, I would consider myself an audiophile, because anytime I speak audio with anybody, I always get looked at like an alien. No one seems to be on the same level of interest as me, so I do consider myself an audiophile, yes. FLAC files, though? I don't listen. I don't do FLAC. I mean, WAVE is truly lossless, so I mean, I don't bother with FLAC. And the other thing is, you know, you have to have an MP3 player that can play FLAC, which is a little tip to Apple. Have you considered remixing a Wes Anderson film? Is that the guy that did that Fox film, The Curious Mr. Fox? I haven't, no. I like the way he shoots everything with his films. I don't like his films, though. Who's your favourite movie director? Oh, crikey. I really like Lars von Trier. Lars von Trier is doing it for me, and I like Alfonso Cuarón, who did Children of Men and Prisoner of Azkaban. But he's done a great deal more. I think he's done a lot better films than that. How do your parents receive your music? Mum really likes it. Dad seems a bit indifferent. Mum was obviously in my garden remix, and she really enjoyed that. So, yeah, I'd say my parents receive it pretty well. My parents have always been very supportive of me and music, so I think I owe a lot of my success to them. What do you think of Hipsters? I think we're all right, don't you? I think us Hipsters are pretty cool. Yeah, Hipsters. I guess Hipsters have this image of being like, whoa, that sounds cool, you know, like they're listening to a fucking doorbell and then they're rocking out to it. I guess that's an image of Hipsters that I think is not good. You know, I think people look at Hipsters as people that like things that are different just because they're different, you know, and that's... If anyone calls me a hipster based on that, I'm going to smack them around the ear hole. How pumped are you for The Hobbit Part 1? Well, yeah, I'm a little bit pumped about it. I'm not 100% pumped. I don't know, actually. Something tells me it's not going to be quite as grand as Lord of the Rings. I don't know, but we'll see. Have you ever seen The X-Files? No. No, never watched The X-Files. What Disney movies do you hate? The Princess and the Frog. Are there any other real-world remixes you're working on? No. I thought about doing a remix of My Mother in Her Kitchen to follow up Garden, and it's called Kitchen with a Y. What do you think? What do you listen to? Do you have any applications similar to iTunes? I don't really bother with iTunes. You see, here's the thing, mate. If you've got an Android phone, right, you don't need anything like iTunes. You plug your phone in, right? You drag and drop your wave to your phone. Nice and easy. No iTunes, no... none of that crap. You plug it in and away you go. So if I was using... I'm using Android, so I don't use anything like that. Jesh is awesome. Yes, he is. Oh wait, that says Jesh, this is awesome. Well, Jesh is awesome, just for the record. How does your brother receive your music? He likes it. He had good things to say about my Pulp Fiction vid. He said it breaks free from the usual formula, which was a compliment coming from my own blood and flesh, and whatever you call it. What do you consider the most photographic part of Australia? I guess Uluru Rock, out in the middle of the desert, I guess. I don't know. Christ. There's, honestly, America has every kind of geographic beauty known to man, I think. You're not missing out on anything. Have you ever considered stand-up? No, I'm not a particularly funny guy. Have you ever gotten recognized on the street? What was the weirdest encounter? Nope, never been recognized on the street. You see, that's the thing. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a guy on YouTube who uploads videos behind a logo, so I never get recognized. Are you a fan of Playboy, the magazine? No. Are there any American shows that you watch? Breaking Bad. I watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's an American show, right? Unless the Australians are getting very good at copying Americans. It's a good show. I like It's Always Sunny. That's fun. Kitchen. I don't get it. No. Kitchyn. How do you get over a creative block? Well, Jesus, I don't really. I just kind of wait for it to pass. Favorite Mr. Simon song? Oh, geez, that's a tough question. All of the Dexter stuff he's doing recently has kicked ass. I can't wait for his album to come out. If you had to create another Disney remix, oh Christ, what would it be about and why? Oh God, I don't know, Alice 2 or something. What was it like making the Microsoft remix? It was interesting. It was fun. Sometimes you get clients that they want to throw everything at the wall and hope that some of it sticks, you see, where I think you need to have a focus point. That's what Alice was, and I think that's why I did so well. So the Microsoft commission was a lot of fun. We just got to do a whole bunch of different things. It didn't do very well because of what I just said, but yeah, look, I had fun working on it. I'd probably do it again. What is your opinion on Eternal Sunshine? Oh, I love that film. I love Eternal Sunshine. It's not the sort of movie I'd watch all the time because it's quite sad, actually. I find it to be quite a sad, emotional film, so I wouldn't watch it as often as I would Pulp Fiction. But no, really enjoyed Eternal Sunshine, yeah. Would I remix it though? No, I wouldn't. Can you give everyone in the chat room a hug? I suppose so. I can probably do this sort of thing. Ah, there you go, everyone in chat room. Can you give everyone in the chat room a hug? Not again. Can you first... On your first US tour, what was your favourite gig? Ooh, jeez. I loved Slim's. The Slim's Club. I can't remember where it was, but that was a great show. It was... Oh, Jesus, people were just going nuts. We had people coming up on stage, and that was a lot of fun. I think calling it a show is a bit silly. It's really more of a gig. I wouldn't call it a show per se. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Well, in America, I hope. I hope to be in Pittsburgh or New York or something. If I'm still in West Australia in 5 years from now, I'm going to consider shooting myself somewhere painful. Cinderella 3. How often do you make music? Not so often anymore, actually. A lot of things are going on with me at the moment. I'm working on commissions, which is different. I'm trying to make a move, and I'm trying to just figure out where I want to be, really. So I make music maybe once every 2 or 3 days, a little bit. Yeah, not as often as I used to. Do you like techno swing? That's a tough question. Do I like techno swing? I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, no. So I guess that's a no. It's really like... it's not really a genre, is it? It's like just taking an Ella Fitzgerald track and putting some drums over it. It's not really what I'd call a genre. I don't like it, no. It's a bit unoriginal. Since your music is part-time, what do you do for a living? I make music. It is part-time, but it pays well enough that it pays the bills. So I do just do commissions, and that keeps all the bills down. Have you ever seen a BBC Three show called Mongrels? I haven't. No, sorry. Are the Lord of the Rings remixes coming along with Dynamo? Crikey, I haven't been able to touch those lately. I've just been too busy. Me and Dusty wanted to do this thing where he does a remix of like Gandalf, and then I do a remix with Smeagol, but the thing with stuff like that is if you throw an idea out, it doesn't become a project. You need to make it a project. You need to give it deadlines, and you need to set up some project management infrastructure and all of that. Yay, hugs. How is the Wendy track progressing? Well, again, Wendy, Alice, the Stork track, Expialidocious, it all sounds a bit samey. I don't know if it's just me realizing that, but it does all sound the same. So when I go to work on Wendy, it's just like, oh God, really? I can't be bothered. Can you say sausage? I want to hear the Aussie accent say sausage. Sausage, mate. Put a fucking sausage on the barbie. I sense you don't like Australia much, is that correct? It's not my cup of tea. It's very much it's not an artistic community. You see, in Australia, you're trying to wind me up here, I know it. But I'll be very quick and blunt. Australia is plagued by what you call short puppy syndrome. If someone achieves something, or is very successful, then as an Australian, I would typically get a little envious and a little bit shy, and that's called short puppy syndrome. When someone rises as a tall puppy, and all the short puppies around him are a little bit like that. So. You don't seem to have that in America, so I don't make friends in Australia very easily, and I don't collaborate with anyone in Australia because no one seems to want to. Do you want to collaborate on some artwork? You follow me on Twitter. I follow many people on Twitter. So, yeah, sure, look, send me a DM or something. I'd love to see what you can do. Caravan Palace is a techno swing. They composed it from scratch. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Okay. I read it and then I realized what he was saying. Wow. Okay. I gotta check that out. Caravan Palace. Uno momento. I'm going to write that down. Where the hell is my text edit? Caravan Palace. Put a f***ing sausage on the barbie. Lol. Nice to see you so much more awake this time. Well, I hope so. Jesus Christ, I'm getting tired again. You wouldn't believe how much this takes out of you. Seriously, just talking and reading like for 2 hours solid. It is crazy. So when will you be doing these live mixes, as says in the channel info? Live mixes. Well, soon, actually. I figure the Q&A is going to get a bit old after a while, like now. So I think I should probably do, yeah. It'll basically be just me sitting there like that. Doing that for a couple hours. And I think it would be cool if I perhaps like just start doing like a live a mix of Astro Boy or something without having done any preparation to begin with, so that way you guys can hear how these things come together. That'd be kind of fun. What else we got? Do you consider yourself an Australian or a New Zealander? I feel more like a New Zealander. I don't feel like an Australian. Sorry. Do you still think Vasna will see the light of day? Yes. Actually, I just got a call from Vasna because she wants the mix to go live very soon. For those of you who don't know, Vasna is the name of the clairvoyant that I remixed and filmed kind of in a garden style video thing, and so as soon as I get her go ahead, the remix will go on YouTube, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I expect to have everyone commenting on it saying, oh, it's just like garden, oh. But oh well, fuck 'em. Was it easy or hard to pitch the vocals of the Wicked Witch in Mellow Brick Road? Actually, it wasn't, no. The voice of the Wicked Witch in the Wizard of Oz movie is actually delightfully usable. I actually regret not doing it more, because she just has this great little aggressive tone to her voice, and I really liked using it. I should have done it more. What are you working on now? What I'm working on now is... oh boy, it's a remix of the Secret Garden. I have done the Secret Garden before, but it was very slow and ambient. And the Secret Garden mix I'm working on at the moment actually makes use of some auto-tune. Go easy on me. And yeah, I'm doing it as an experiment to see how it goes down in the mainstream clubs. I'm two minds on auto-tune. I think auto-tune, it does sound cheap, and you can overuse auto-tune to the point that it becomes... people think it's an art form, right? When it's not. It's a tool. I'm trying to be very sparing with it, with my Secret Garden mix. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down. I'm also working on... I'm about to start work on an Astro Boy remix, the 80s Astro Boy. I've been sampling that movie like crazy. And obviously I'm working on a collaboration with Jesh on the Ocarina of Time game. Oof, I can't wait for that. What programs do you use? Ha ha ha, I never saw that coming. I'm using Ableton Live at the moment for sequencing and mastering and mixing and just general composing. I don't know what this means. And I'm using Adobe Audition for sampling. On a side note, I've just been invited by Adobe to do a beta test of Adobe Audition CS7 when it comes out. So I'll get to put in my suggestions and stuff. Does anybody here use Audition? Because it's a bloody good program. It's not very expensive, and it really does a lot for the money that you pay. You've got to get into it, man. Audition's the way to go. Ugh. I saw someone in your Pulp Fiction mix. Some dad was angry that... come back. Oh, no. I've destroyed my chat room scroll bar thing. Shite. Hang on. Okay, some dad was angry that there was so much profanity in the video and that his kids watched it. You see, I like that because it's very apparent to me that there are a lot of parents out there that need to be educated to not let their children roam the internet freely. You don't do it. It's a stupid thing to do. And I really, yeah, look, when parents get outraged by my Pulp Fiction mix, I love it. I love being controversial, and I love educating people a bit that way. Sorry, folks, let me just redo my public chat thing here. My scroll bar has raped itself. Gosh, I hope kids aren't listening to this. What the hell? Apparently, Ustreaming causes my MacBook to go on overdrive. The little fan is spinning like crazy. How do you get your teeth so white? I don't. I'm just using a very white light. They are actually very yellow. Have you thought about making a 90s house track? Not really, no. I don't think I could do it justice. 90s house is very special. And nobody seems to like 90s house anymore. Everyone likes that stuff these days that goes... And that seems to get people going these days, amazingly. How is the new website coming along? Very well, actually. Valentin Caravella is a chap in France, and he is currently working on the redevelopment. So far, it's looking incredible, so I'm very much looking forward to getting my new site up and running, because as you are all aware, my current website sucks donkey balls. Are you still doing travel remixes, world remixes? Yeah, yes and no. I might be going on a trip to New Zealand a bit later this year, and I might take my camera with me and do something for New Zealand because I grew up there. And while it is even more isolated than West Australia, there is a beauty there and a charm that you won't find anywhere else. So, New Zealand World Remix might be on the future. You have a Mac, I have one too. That's nice. My Mac sounds like it's clear for takeoff sometimes. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's up with that. I've got to hand it to Apple though. The MacBook Pros are pretty good. I don't know about the new MacBook Pro. For some reason they've taken the CD drive out. What is Apple's thinking? Let's not put Blu-ray on our MacBooks with the fucking Retina display, right? And let's take CD drives out of it. Oh, come on, guys. I think you should make a mashup of Cars. Ooh, and Cars 2. What's your favorite food and animal? Does that mean, like, I eat the animal that I like? I like dogs, and my favorite food is pizza. Yes. What is your new website in HTML5? I think so, yes. Val is doing a whole bunch of really great animation stuff, and I right-click on it, and there's no Flash stuff that comes up, so I'm guessing it is HTML5. What is your view on censored marriage? Indeed. Oh God, really? Are we going to go down that road? Shit. Well, my view on marriage is that I think because life is all about change and evolution, I think the prospect of staying with one person for the rest of your life is very unreasonable. I think we will reach a point one day where polygamy will be the thing. At the moment, I think people are too insecure and too obsessed with convenience to pursue polygamy, so they stick to monogamy, and I think that's why we have marriage. But that's for a different session altogether. What track were you most surprised by? Well, I'm very surprised by how Lead Breakfast has gone down. There's so many fucks and shits in there that I thought people would be hitting the back button and just leaving it alone in its own dark corner. But no, it's doing very well. What's your favourite food? And don't say censored. Now, what kind of food would you censor on a public chat forum? That is just bizarre. I like pizza and I like burgers. Easy. Let's dig into your creative process a little. No, that is mine. How do you approach what key chose? What key? I don't choose a key. I just go off whatever key the chords are in, and then I try to bend the vocals around that without adjusting them too much. Are you any music recommendations? Not really. Floating Points. There you go. There's one for you. Are you a fan of any first-person shooter games? I love CS Source. I love Fallout 3. I love Half-Life 2 and the episodes. Damn, Cars is so bad. Yeah, I didn't like Cars. Are you following Google I/O 2012? I am not. What is your take on the new Google Media Streamer for the G market? That's all news to me, mate. I haven't heard of any of that shit. What is the most useful VST you have? Crikey, that's a good one. I would say Voxengo Gliss EQ. Excellent EQing plugin. I would recommend it. Download it now. The only problem I have with it is it doesn't have mid and side EQing, whereas the EQing in Ableton Live does. So, I'm kind of tossing up between those two. Pizza with dog on it. No, that's just weird. How does your music taste compare to your parents? My dad's a big jazz fan, and my mum is into 80s pop, like Shack Attack and all of that stuff. As a matter of fact, my Git track is sampled largely off one of my mum's CDs. So that should give you an idea of the kind of tastes she has in music. Do you have any phobias? I'm afraid of midgets. Well, when I was growing up, I had social phobia, which means if the teacher pointed me out in class, I'd basically bury my head in my arms, and I'd break into some kind of red-faced, teary kind of thing because I found it extremely frightening, having so many people look at me. So I had a social phobia as a teenager, big time, big time. How old are you? If you are old and look young, I'm 24. I look very young. I look too young to get any real kind of poon. How long did Skynet Symphonic take? I'd say it took me maybe 6 weeks. 6 weeks of production. Favorite N64 game? That's a good question. Crikey, I'm losing my brain at the moment. Favorite N64 game would have to be Ocarina of Time, I guess. Predictable answer, isn't it? Have you ever considered a Valve remix? Half-Life, Portal, Left 4 Dead? Well, I wouldn't do a remix of multiple games because I think a remix needs a focal point. It needs to have a personality that sticks out in your memory when you think of the remix. If you've got all these games in there, it's not going to do it. But I would consider a remix of, maybe Half-Life 2? Yeah? Half-Life 2's got some great characters in it. Do you listen to any other chiptune musicians? I do not know. I think chiptune's a difficult thing for me to get into, really. I like making it, I don't necessarily like listening to it. Can you sing the American National Anthem? That's a no. Which would you say are you more intrigued by? Are you more intrigued by live features, live feature films, or animations? Probably live. Yeah, I kind of got out of animation films when I was a teenager. I'm more into live stuff now. Hence the Pulp Fiction mix. Do you have Project 64? Yes, I do. Baron Casty. Yes, I have Project 64. I'm using it to emulate a lot of things, but I've recently purchased an RCA switcher because I want to have an actual N64 with an actual controller hooked up to my display in the way that the games were really meant to be played, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm massively inspired by AVGN. What drum packs do you largely use? I don't actually buy drum packs or loop packs. I actually kind of record my own drum sounds. Oh, crikey. Hang on a second. My laptop is about to die. And for some reason, right, my power cord refuses to function. Give me 1 second, folks, because I'm about to lose you in the next few seconds. Crikey. Hum-ho. Okay. Well, at the very worst, God almighty, you know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of my fucking live shows and my laptop died. I have the worst luck with this shit. Okay, well, we'll keep going until my laptop dies, and then I will be back on my iMac. Actually, maybe I should get that ready, because my battery is about to die in 10 minutes. Oh, isn't that nice? Seriously, why the hell isn't this thing working? Has anyone ever plugged like a power cable into their MacBook and the little green light doesn't come on? That's a bit annoying. Anyways, I'll do my best with these questions to keep going until my MacBook dies. Let's have a look-see. Yes, I don't use drum packs. I actually just kind of record samples myself off vinyls and CDs and all that sort of thing. Because, I don't know, loop packs are just... I think you have to find your own samples at the end of the day. Do you ever listen to your own songs? If so, do you find yourself critiquing them afterwards? Yes, actually. A lot of the time... well, I do listen to my own songs. I'm still listening to Late Breakfast quite a lot because I'm really happy with how it came out. But it's still too recent for me to critique. Whereas something like Scrumdiddlyumptious, I would have a huge amount of things I'd want to change. And Alice I would want to change immensely, which is probably a bad idea because it did quite well. Do you play SSB online? No, I didn't know you could. Have you ever seen the movie Techoncrete? I have never even heard of such a thing. Did you just wake up? No, I didn't. I woke up about a half an hour ago. Where'd he go? Oh my god. How many computers do you have? Damn, yeah, I have too many for my own good. Computer issues are universal. I need a smoke break anyway. Do you have a MacBook Pro? I do. It's not the new one though. It's one of the older ones, which I think I'm going to stick with, honestly. Why are you wearing a jacket and scarf inside? Because it's very cold. It is winter at the moment, and my heater is on the blink. Are you excited of the AVGN movie? I am, actually. It looks like he's been doing amazing stuff. He's had sets and crews and real cameras and stuff. I can't wait to see where that goes. Live like a windrammer, as you censored. Yes. What did you use for your official ride symbol pattern? A regular FL Studio? No, my ride symbols I found on a demo sample page of a sample company somewhere, and I ripped them, and I think they're Zildjian symbols. They're really nice. Would you ever redo one of your older songs? I definitely would. I would. I would probably want to redo Anna, actually. I always liked Anna, but it needs to be... I think I did Anna before Alice, actually, didn't I? So that's old. I need to... I would redo that a lot. Yeah, just another heads up, folks. I think my MacBook is about to die because for some reason my power cable isn't working. I have no idea why. It doesn't make any sense. So if I go black for a couple of minutes, I will be back. And then I'll go white again. Do you have a MacBook Pro? Yes, I do. Why are you wearing a... Oh, okay, sorry. My thing isn't scrolling. Have you played Battletoads? No. Do you live with your parents, a roommate, or by yourself? I've recently moved back in with my folks. Sorry, ladies. Because... I couldn't justify spending money, on rent in Perth, of all places. There's no benefit to living in Perth. Is the samples you get from your mum's CD simply red? Yes, good ear. Some of them were for the Procrastinate track and for the Beautiful track. Those samples are from Simply Red. Yeah. Try unplugging it, then plugging it back in. Yeah, I'm trying that. No such luck, I'm afraid. That is very unusual. Good old Apple stuff, huh? Okay. Are you coming to the turntable after party? I don't know what that is. Who is your favourite Harry Potter character? Ooh, I like Hermione. I'm a big Hermione fan. Yes, indeed. I can take or leave Ron, and I don't like Daniel Radcliffe's performances, but Hermione, who is your favourite Harry Potter character? I just read that again. Could you bust out a rap verse for your Backseat track? You couldn't shoot me enough times in the foot to make me do that. There may be a little pebble blocking the magnitude. Yeah, I'm looking at that too, but moving on. Once you go black, you never go back. What is this sorcery? What is this magic? Have you ever remembered where you met Dusty yet? Jesus Christ. Yes! Okay. I just remembered where I met Dusty. It was on my first tour, and it was my former management had me fly over with him to New York to do some filming for the New York mix that we were slated to do, and that's where I first met Dynamo, on a film shoot, which was kind of cool. Are you an IT Crowd fan? Yes, I love IT Crowd. What's his name? Richard Ayuadi or something? And that girl that plays Jen. That's a great show. Same guy, written by Graham Linehan, who I'm friends with on Twitter, actually. And he's also written Big Train, and he wrote an episode of Black Books, I believe. Bit of trivia for you. Do you ever think of remixing a Pokemon song? Absolutely not. What do you do when you're not making music? Any pastimes? Not really. I just ride my bike a lot. And, yeah. contemplate moving to the States. That's a big hobby at the moment. What do you do when you're not making... Okay. Do you like musicals? Yes, I really like the Oliver film, with an exclamation mark on the end, and I really like Mary Poppins. Well, I liked Mary Poppins as a kid. I don't know if I like it anymore. I don't watch it ever. Emma Watson showed me her birthmark. On the tip of her shoulder blade. It was quite sexy. You lucky son of a bitch. The Censored party, Nick. After the Ustream. Why does it say censored? Is that like fucking party or something? Oh, okay. I would join Turntable on the after party, guys, but I do have things to do today. Sorry. Would you make a Coraline remix? No. I feel like you'd fit in so well in America. Well, maybe. I made more friends in America than I have here. Okay, let me reset my stupid chat room thing here because it keeps not scrolling. Mountain biking or road biking? Road biking, like on a motorcycle. I feel like, yes, great. IT Crowd is fantastic. Yes, it is. What type of music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of drum and bass lately. Let me show you, actually. I'm listening to this. Drum and Bass Arena Anthology. That's what I'm currently listening to. And it's quite a nice box set, actually. You've got 3 discs in here. You've got disc 1, which has, like, you know, your typical manly drum and bass. Disc 2 is kind of girlier stuff like comics and New Tone. And disc 3 is jungle, like hardcore stuff. So I'm very much into my drum and bass at this point. Very nice. Father Ted. Remixing Akira. No. Akira. What is Akira? I forget. What do you think of Americans saying shrimp on the barbie when they find out you're an Aussie? I don't really care because I'm not actually Australian. I was born in South Africa, I was raised in New Zealand, and I just happen to have been living in Australia for 10 grueling years. I love flowers. So, you like drum and bass a lot. Do you like Pendulum? I do like Pendulum. Awesome stuff. Ninja 250R or 600R? Well, in Australia, you're not allowed to go over 250 cc's for your first year of riding on a motorcycle. So I am sadly on a 250, and yes, it is very underpowered, but it's very swift though as a result. Very agile little thing. It's fun. It's fun to ride. Another drum and bass arena listener, yes. Do you have a PO box for fans to send things to you? Ooh, I wouldn't dare. Do you like gardening yourself? No. I'm heading out. Good night, everybody. Okay, thanks for coming down. Jesh, good to talk to you, buddy. Or good to have you listening. Have you listened to the band called Studio Killers? I have not. No. What is Studio Killers? Studio Killers. Studios are kind of dying, actually, now that acoustic music is going down. It's very much acoustic music these days. Electronic music these days. Good God. What do you think of the movie Tetris? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I like Ferris Bueller's. I thought it was... Okay, sorry about that, folks. MacBook troubles. Like I said, the AC cord on my MacBook wasn't working. No green lights. Well, what are you gonna do? Just seems like the moment I get up in front of any kind of audience, Apple wants to fail me. Okay, did someone say Spider-Man thread? Aw. You just blew out my speakers. Sorry. I have that kind of voice. Are you going to release all the music from your old website? Okay, hang on a second. I think my thing might be a bit loud here. Down. What mic is that? This is a Rode NT1A. It's a very affordable studio condenser. How's it going with the SpongeBob remix? SpongeBob remix, I haven't really made too much progress on yet, but I'm looking forward to working on it more because it's cool. I like SpongeBob, and I think there's a lot of chords and little guitars and stuff there that is going to make quite a quirky piece of work. Blah, 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 blah. Is it Radio Pogo time? Maybe, maybe. Could you repeat that Ferris Bueller's question? I have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I really enjoyed it, actually. I kind of, if you've seen The Breakfast Club, it's a similar kind of film, I think. Really enjoyed it. I wouldn't consider remixing it, though, because it just doesn't have a theme, really, that film. It doesn't have any kind of character. Is this the Krusty Krab? No. I wish. What is your opinion on Adobe Flash? The program? I like Adobe Flash. It's cool, but I think HTML5 is slowly kind of replacing it. Do you like reading? If so, what type of books? I read Conan and the Amazon, and I read The Silver Scrolls. The Silver Scroll by Wilbur Smith. Excellent book. How come you won't accept my friend request on Steam? I don't go on Steam very often anymore, and when I do, there's hundreds and hundreds of people wanting me to add them to their friends list, and I'm thinking to myself, how many people can I realistically play games with at any given point? It just seems a bit silly. Ever been given a weird gift from a fan, or had a crazy fan at one of your gigs? I had a crazy fan once. She just wanted me to keep kissing her, which was a problem because I had a girlfriend at the time, and I remembered that after I kissed her, so that was a problem. Are you going to release all of the music from your old website? We've liked all your old stuff so far. When the new website goes up, I hope to put up a lot of older stuff, because at the moment the store is just a really long list, and to add stuff to that list would just be silly, so I'm waiting for Val to finish up the new site. Have you read The Shining? It's one of my favorites. No. Would you want to play some backtrack songs right meow? I don't know if I could. I don't know if it would sound any good. I'll give it a try. Oh, crikey. Let's have a look here. I will give it a go, but I can't promise it's going to sound decent at all. Here's that silly SpongeBob thing. Maybe it helps if I turn my speakers on. What do you reckon? Let me know if this works, because I suspect it's going to sound like shite on Ustream. Actually, I have a better idea. I think it might be possible for me to actually pump a woman. Pump my Safari thing, my Sapphire, through the thingy-majiggy. Where the hell is it? Oh, okay. Yes, I could actually. Cool. I might try that a bit later. Sorry, just having a look at how I can route my sound card through Ustream. That's what I'm going to do when I do some live mixing next time. Okay, sorry, folks. Do you find it easier to remix anime Disney films or adult movies? I guess Disney movies are probably easier because there's more characters and there's more, colors and stuff. It's probably, it's probably easier to find the theme of a Disney remix. Yeah, definitely. Whereas Pulp Fiction, it's more mature, and so the themes are a little bit more sparse. It's more of an adult film. Let me try this for you guys, just real quick. Ah, Jesus. Nope, sorry folks, that's not going to work. I'll have to give that another try some other time. Do you ever plan on releasing your Little Mermaid track? Unfortunately, the Little Mermaid remix was a commission for Disney, and they own it. And to my understanding, they still haven't decided to do anything with it, so I don't know what we're going to do. I would like to release it, but we can't, because it's their property now. Whatever happened to the work-in-progress Secret Garden track? Oh, I'm still working on that one. Sorry, mental blank. I'm still working on the remix of Secret Garden. It's going to be like a kind of a dance thing. I would show it to you, actually. I just can't, for the life of me, figure out how to get this working. I'll I'll see if I can do it and answer questions at the same time. What do you think of Deadmau 5? I've never actually heard Deadmau 5. No. I've seen his bunny, though. It's pretty cool. What is your live setup like? Oh, God. I have to go back there, do I? It's a MacBook with a lemur, which is a touchscreen thing that connects to Ableton Live and draws up a touchscreen interface that lets me trigger all the different sounds live, which is quite fun. Do you ever write more glitch-type songs? I don't. No. No, I don't. I should, though. Actually, I did a remix, well, I did a track called, it was on SoundCloud called, it started with a P. What the hell was it called now, damn it? Come on, brain. Come on. Come on. Come on. Pixie Dust, yes, that's it. Ah, he gets it. Pixie Dust was a glitchy track I did on SoundCloud, and came out all right. What about the Wally track? Any plans of finishing that one? Yes, actually, I would like to finish my Wally track because it was quite, it came out quite well, and it went quite well on Tumblr. Any thoughts for introducing people to your mixes? What, in California? How would I do that? Yes, Pixie Dust. Have you ever met Prefuse73? Oh, I'd love to. Oh, I'd love to meet Prefuse. I've only ever listened to him though, but I understand he does all of his remixing, all of his mixing on an MPC, which is quite phenomenal. I'm a DJ and I love mixing your music when I'm bored. Would you have a problem if I played some of them live? Yes. Pay me royalties. What do you think of machinima? Movies made with the video game engines. They're quite funny. They're quite fun. Well, people do a lot of funny stuff with TF2. I guess they're pretty cool. I actually did a bit of voice work for a machinima trailer at one point, which was interesting. What happened to the Casablanca live mix? Would you release it on MP3? Yes, I would. Actually, I've been meaning to bust back into that Casablanca mix that I played on tour, because everybody wants it, and I suppose it does have a nice jazzy kind of dance beat to it. It just needs a bit of work, though. It's a bit samey, and it's a bit repetitive, and it needs some new element there. Bump. What else have we got here? What movies do you want to remix but haven't started on yet? Well, I haven't started on Astro Boy just yet, the 80s. I would love to remix The Big Lebowski, he says hesitantly. But yeah, The Big Lebowski would be a challenge. I just keep thinking something to do with this White Russian. What is the status of your band from the US? Well, I have a 10-year barring period, which means if I want to get back into the States, I need to get special permission to get back in, which requires I have a prospective employer. And that requires I go to an interview at the US consulate here in Australia, and I basically make a case for myself. Oh my goodness gracious me. Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz? Oh, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, I didn't like Hot Fuzz too much. I thought Shaun of the Dead had its own little charm to it. What's your middle name? Nicholas. Nick, actually. My first name is Chris. Don't like it. Was Jiminy intended to be longer? It was, and I did a kind of extended mix on Tumblr. Didn't come out too great, though. Do you use any instruments on your music? No, I don't. Occasionally I will record my own sounds using a microphone or something. The closet that you see in the background there, to that side there, that's actually a recording booth. And I do Foley stuff in there, and it is acoustic paneling and stuff in there, which is quite fun. Do you like White Russians? Yes, I do. Dynamo could vouch for that. I tried a Black Russian last night, and it sucked. It was basically just Coca-Cola with a slight hint of Kahlua. It wasn't anything special. Yeah, I should know better than to get cocktails at a family restaurant, I suppose. Would you consider doing a Three Stooges remix? No, I wouldn't. What is your take on the Kingdom Hearts series? I never played it, but I really should. Apparently it kicks ass. I just think PS3 can't play PS2 games though, right? Ah, 10 years is ridiculous. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Pittsburgh is lovely. I grew up there. I hope you can get your chance to live there too. I hope so too. I gotta get into Pittsburgh, man. What's your first name? Christopher. Yeah. Nothing special, is it? Have you ever experimented with remixing a single song? No. I get requests to do it a lot. I get artists that email me every day saying, can you please remix our latest album? Can you please remix this and that? Unfortunately, I'm up to my ears with corporate work, so I can't do stuff like that, folks. Sorry. Have you seen Meet the Pyro? No. But I have played Spyro the Dragon, which reminds me of it for some reason. Why were you banned from the US again? Sorry, I missed that. I was banned from the US because I was sent to the US with the wrong kind of work visa, courtesy of the 2 agents that I had working for me at the time. Yeah, so that wasn't too great. And now it's going to be a real complicated process getting back in. Could you elaborate a little on how you record and mix your 3D audio tracks? Yes, I could. Give me 1 second, friend. Let me get you my... I'll show you my head, which sounds like some kind of line out of a porno film. I'll show you the head that I'm using. This is a thing that I've actually made. This is how I do 3D audio. This guy. I lovingly call this guy, what should I call him? Henderson or something. This is actually a microphone. So the way I do 3D audio is, that's just completely white, isn't it? Anyway, it's basically a dummy head. It's stuffed with stuff that makes it solid. And I've screwed silicone ears into the sides. You see that? And so the idea is that you put binaural microphones in the tubes there. And so when you record, you're recording stereo. And you're recording acoustic properties that are very similar to that of a person's head. So that's how I do 3D audio recordings. And then I position my studio monitors around my room, and I output the various layers into those speakers, and that's how I record 3D binaural audio recordings. What's your thoughts on Canada or living there? I wouldn't go to Canada, no. It looks a bit dreary. Will Foley Moly be finished soon? I should finish Foley Moly. Are we allowed to know what type of corporate work you're doing? No, sorry. That's why you sign non-disclosure agreements. Would you ever do a Pocahontas mix? It seems like that's one of only good elder Disney films you haven't done yet. I wouldn't do Pocahontas, no, sorry. I always saw Pocahontas as kind of I don't know, an uninspiring Disney film. You know, compared to Lion King or something. I felt like Pocahontas was a bit subpar. I personally didn't like it. Not my kind of film. Is Bryant Randall still your agent? No. I love your ambient music. How do you go about creating your pads in your older stuff? Like Don't You Let Go and Standing Before the Earth? The way I create pads is really, a lot of the time I'll apply a reverb to a chord, and then I'll take that reverb on its own, and I'll just crossfade loop it. Other times, if you're in Ableton Live, you can create an instrument rack, which has several sampler instruments on it. And you give each sampler instrument a chord, and you loop each one. So you're literally like layering chords on top of each other until you create a pad that you like. And that's a lot of fun in Ableton Live. Ableton Live is very powerful like that. Did you know the Spyro soundtrack was composed by Stuart Copeland, the drummer for The Police? I did not know that, no. But the Spyro soundtrack is something, though, isn't it? I was always I love the Spyro music. I think that's it really gives it its whole feel. Yeah, amazing work. What celebrity would you like to meet, dead and alive? I would love to meet... Crikey... Orson Welles. I'd love to meet Orson Welles. I'd want to get inside his head and figure out, how did you do what you did, man? He was so young when he made Citizen Kane. I'd meet Orson Welles. Have you seen The Jungle Book? Yes, I have. The older film, right? I liked it. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I'd probably consider doing something for it. He says, haphazardly. What about Hercules? I've seen Hercules, yes, great film. Danny DeVito comes to mind as the little horned guy. Have you ever heard the album Pandemonium? Holy Jesus Christ. Pandemonium from America. Oh, come on. Don't you die on me now too, you son of a bitch. It's by Viggo and... Oh, really? Viggo Mortensen and Elijah Wood. Billy, these guys did an album. I never knew that. I have to hear that. An album by Viggo Mortensen and Elijah Wood. My goodness gracious. What will they do next? Besides other remixers living in Pittsburgh, why do you want to live there instead of somewhere else in the US? Well, I like the look of Pittsburgh because it's very close to places like New York City. Excuse me. And it looks kind of homey. It looks warm and it looks cozy. Well, not warm, but by warm I mean it looks kind of cozy. There's a lot of nice buildings there. And I wouldn't want to live in Pittsburgh permanently, but I would want to touch down in a place like that because it looks nice and my friends are there. And it is quite close. I think it's like an hour on the plane to New York City or something, which is a major plus. A few studios I'm working for at the moment are in New York City, so you know, I got to get over there. Do your family have any pets? We recently had a Basenji, which was a dog, but he died of old age, unfortunately. Yes, as they do. At what age did you start making music? I started making music around the age of 12-ish. Yeah. Have you seen the movie Space Jam? Ugh, yes, I have. Oh, please don't remind me of that film. If you could only go to one more concert in your life, what would it be? I suppose I'd check out a Daft Punk concert. Everyone raves about them. Apparently their laser shows are very good. You own an MPC. Which tracks of yours were made with it? None. I have not released any tracks made on an MPC. If I could get my streaming thing working here, I'd play you some stuff I've done on the MPC, but... let me have a look here quickly, real quickly. There has to be a way that I can do this. There has to be a way, children. DA1, monitor output, line output. But where's the inputs, though? Where do you set your inputs? I don't know. I don't think... I'd have to look at this. I'll do it next time, folks. Next time I do a live stream, I'll do some live mixing and some work in progress stuff. On my own, because I doubt anyone can be asked. Would you do a Mortal Kombat remix to spite Skrillex? Why would I want to spite Skrillex? He's not that bad, is he? He's not as good as me, but he's not that bad. How long does it actually take for you to make a full Pogo track? 3 weeks on average. 3 weeks on average with the video. Oh, I hate working on the video. The video's a pain in the ballsack. Did you know what the Pendulum guys make dubstep under the name Knife Party? I did not know that. I can believe that, though, because drum and bass, dubstep, drum and bass, dubstep, it's one of those chicken or the egg questions. Nick, you never disappoint us. Thank you very much. I beg to differ. Can you do any impressions? No. Could you release the version of Zuzu that you played live? If it's not a possibility, don't worry about it. It's just Zuzu with a 4x4 dance beat underneath it. How do I make music like you? I was so disappointed when they went from doing drum and bass to electro house and dubstep. Not a fan of that stuff. Yeah, me neither. Do you like Orchestration? I probably would if I knew what it was. Who do you hate the most? Justin Bieber. Him. Don't even need to read on. No, Justin Bieber, Rebecca Black, Rihanna, or Lady Gaga. Ooh. I hate Lady Gaga the most because she promotes, insecurities in teenage girls probably more than most of the artists in your list there. I don't hate Justin Bieber. I pity the way that he, succumb to the formulas and trends of mainstream music. I pity that. When I think Justin Bieber, there's no personality that comes to mind. I just see this kid with a microphone. You see, I think he was tackled by that stuff too early, and I think now he's struggling to find himself as a person. The Philosophy Hour with Nick Berkey. Can I commission you to do a 30-second grab? Well, I've never grabbed a lady for that long, but if you want me to. Have you seen the Weird Science TV show? I've seen Beekman's World. That's weird science. Do you like the Avalanches? I haven't really heard the Avalanches yet. Venetian Snares. What the hell is that? A snare from Venice, I'm imagining. Have you considered remixing a TV show into 3 or 4 small tracks? I have never considered it, no. It's probably a good idea. Like Astro Boy. You could probably do a few tracks off the Astro Boy 80s series. Yeah. What is the worst injury you have ever sustained? Oh, that's an easy one. When I was about 10 years old, I dropped a brick on my big toe, and over the course of 2 weeks, the whole toenail actually came out, and so I just had a toe bed. I was walking around flashing my stub at everyone and grossing all the girls out. That was fun. And the toenail of my big toe grew back entirely over the course of a month, which I just cannot believe. Nature amazes me. I hosted 2 Chinese girls for a week when I was in high school, and they are all obsessed with Gaga. It's sad. Yeah. What is your opinion on your fan base? I love them. I think my fan base is incredible. I don't like saying fan base. I prefer to think of them as a group of people that I've helped bring together, with other remix artists. There's a lot of people. The crowd that follows remix culture seems to be a lot more real than the mainstream crowd. There's a lot of people like you guys, for example, that are very real and reasonably humble, and I think that's great. There's something about remix culture that seems to spawn a breed of likable people like yourselves. Sucking up. Have you ever seen Green Porno? I have not. It's a show with a woman dressing up as an animal and acting out how they have sex. It's educational and entertaining. I can imagine. Oh, for Christ's sake. Where did that toenail story come from? Well, somebody asked me what injuries I've sustained. I don't know. Ask the person. I'd love to hear a Big O remix. Or a Big P remix. Or a Big M. I'm listening to the Avalanches right now. That happened to me too. Nail, nail, toenail too. That's nice. I like Poker Face, the Eric Cartman version. Do you ever consider the fact that this live stream is being recorded and could be made into a remix? If people want to, honestly, I don't care. It's nasty. She pretended to be fucked by ducks and other animals. That is pretty fucked up. Those Russians, man. Those Russians. Those crazy Russians. It's just like Humphrey Bogart says in Casablanca. You crazy Russian. Do you think the next time you go on tour, it would be with other remixers? I don't plan to go on tour. However, if I would go on tour again, it would be as such that I'd do an actual show with multiple artists and live acts and dancers and costumes and laser shows. So yes, I probably would go with the likes of Dynamo and Jesh and Patton and Ditto and all of that. And Mr. Simon, yes. Do you like a buttery biscuit base? Well, depends how much she costs. What is your favorite meme or internet fad? I don't really use memes, actually. Memes? I don't even know how to pronounce the shit. How often do you listen to your own music?
every hour of every day. I'm a self-obsessed son of a bitch. No, I listen to Pulp Fiction quite a lot, actually, because I'm really happy with how it came out. Some people might think that, listening to your own stuff makes you a bit of a wank-off, and maybe it does to an extent, but at the same time, I think if you don't like your own music, then why are you making it, and how do you know anyone else is going to like it, right? Are you a Friends fan? I like Friends, not the show, just Friends in general. Have you ever had a frickle? It's a fried pickle, quite scrumdiddlyumptious. Great. What's your opinion on Australia's ratings for games? It's balls. It's ball-sackery. In Left 4 Dead 2, for some reason, they take like 100% of the blood away, and yet they leave all the corpses. Nick, you were right about peanut butter milkshakes. They are some censored good milkshakes. They are. Is a 320 kilobyte version of Vent Now available? Album a possibility? It is a possibility. Look, when the new PogoMix.net goes up and the new store goes up, I hope to release all of that stuff in WAV format, actually. And I also hope to release some stem packs which allow people to remix my stuff themselves, because I think getting people involved like that would be a lot of fun. Long-time follower, my sister who shares a mutual friend of yours. Okay, that's scary. Asked if you ever plan to play over here. Well, I don't know where you are. Do you like Roy Orbison? Elvis took notes from Roy. I don't know what Roy Orbison is. Sounds like a nice guy. Why is your The Apartment remix called I Love June in French? Because I had a girlfriend at the time whose name was June. Emphasis on the phrase at the time. Why is your... have you ever considered Jurassic Park? I haven't actually, no. God, I don't know. Sam Neill annoys me. Sam Neill, right? Every time Sam Neill, he acts, it's always like a super close-up of him going like this. That's how Sam Neill acts, and I don't like him. He annoys me. Stem packs. Sorry, stem packs. Stems. The stems of my tracks. The tracks individually of one another. Would you consider doing an entire discography pack on your new website for a reduced price? Yes, that's a good idea. Do you have a Steam account? Yes, I do. Is there some way of your ends to play video games with you on occasion? Yeah, maybe. That's a lot of people though, man. I don't know how I would do it realistically. Do you have any upcoming live performances in Perth? I would love to see you live. You know, you say that, but I guarantee you really wouldn't. Me live is a big black room with 20 people standing in it. No lights because you have to see the screen. A tiny projection about this big. And me pushing buttons for 2 hours on stage. It's really nothing special. If I do another live show, it's going to be with dancers, like I said earlier, dancers, performers, live acts, tap dancers, all that shit. You know, it's like, it has to be something that, like a theatre experience, you know, a show, I think would be a lot of fun. Have you ever seen the movie Go? No. Worst actor? God, worst actor. Who's that guy in that Troll 2 movie? Oh my God! And you dance a bit, dude. That's always fun. I don't. Would you have pogo jumpers as dancers? If I was to have dancers on stage, they'd be girls with little, like, they'd be naked, right? But they'd have space bunnies on their nipples and on their canyons, so that they are more or less naked. That'd be my kind of dancer. Would you ever wear a mask like Daft Punk? Canyons. When you did realize... when did you realize that you'd become Pogo the remixer? Well, I guess when Alice had 2 million views. I didn't do anything to get Alice that kind of attention. It just kind of took off. And I suppose then I became Pogo the remix, that queer that remixes movies. Favorite color? Oh God, really? I don't know. I actually really like navy blue. Yeah, I could give you a hash code for the color, actually. Do you listen to any hip-hop or rap? I kind of do. I like Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty by Nature, that sort of stuff. 90s, man. 90s hip-hop. Oh, and 93 to Infinity by Souls of Mischief. Beautiful. Are you a fan of Skrillex? God, absolutely. I don't like dubstep. I mean, dubstep's not really my thing. No, I'm not going to badmouth the guy. What do you think of mashup artists like Girl Talk? I really like Girl Talk's work. I think what he does is pretty awesome. Yeah, Girl Talk's been fun. Catacombs, that's nice. Are you dancing in your music video Splurgenshitter? That is me, yeah. I've actually contemplated getting someone else into my Space Bunny helmet and getting them to do the dancing and saying, look ladies, that's me. Is it odd that I could imagine your 3D animated in the style of Pixar? Could I imagine me? I'm not really much of a character. I'd be the most boring Pixar character to date. Is there any way I can convince you to watch the movie Go? No. Biggie or Tupac? Oh, come on. Okay, let me fix this. Apple, you're hating me. Apple's not doing me justice today at all. Display sleep off. Biggie or Tupac? Probably Biggie. Biggie Smalls, right? Does anyone have a count of Skrillex questions asked? Yeah, I'd like to know that too. Have you listened to Mocha Only recently? I haven't, no, I haven't had the chance. What gave you the inspiration to bring Oliver into Lead Breakfast? Well, actually, there wasn't any inspiration. For those of you that don't know, Lead Breakfast, the Pulp Fiction remix, makes use of a clip from Oliver, a 1960s musical. It's the soldiers marching, but it's been played in reverse. And that clip provides the backing chords in that section of Lead Breakfast. I only used it because I used it in a track of mine called Barbarians once, which was a very minimalistic little dance track. And I used those in the Lead Breakfast track because it's got a kind of hardcore-ish, dramatic sound to it, which I thought worked. Moving on, Nick, moving on. Besides Joseph Gordon-Levitt, has anyone else commented on your stuff? No, not really. Where do you get your inspiration from? Movies. What do you think of the mashup, not necessarily the remix scene? I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's very cool. I think it's probably some time before we see mainstream music pick it up because, not to insult anybody, but mainstream music is as popular as it is because it's dumb, because it's simple, and because every possible Tom, Dick, and Harry can get it. Remix culture is the opposite way around. It's very intelligent. You have to watch it and listen to it in order to understand, let alone appreciate it. And so I think remix culture, there's still a lot of potential, but it's yet to go. It's yet to go like really viral, like really crazy. Have you ever seen The Room? Is that a Jodie Foster movie? No, that's The Panic Room, sorry. No, I haven't seen The Room. What do you think of the mashup scene? I've just answered that. Come on, Nick, read on. Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo? I never liked Cowboy Bebop. I honestly just didn't get it. Samurai Champloo, awesome. Have you seen the US version of Wilfred? No, mate. What are your thoughts of Monsters University? I think it's going to be a money-grabbing piece of... No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm curious to see how Monsters University will fare. My big problem with the Monsters Incorporated is that it negated a lot of its child audience in that the story was quite complicated. You have a company of monsters that power their city by getting doors in that they go through to scare kids, that gets them electricity, and oh my god, there's so much explaining to be done there. I think that's why it's probably not such a prominent Pixar film, compared to, say, Toy Story or something. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Monsters University, if maybe they tone it down a bit for the kids. And the questions keep coming in. God damn. What are your thoughts? Have you ever heard of Reggie Watts? I have. Fresh my memory, though. Have you ever seen the anime series Paranoia Agent? It's amazing. I'm sure it is. Have you ever watched the movie The Shawshank Redemption? I have. I have it on Blu-ray. I love it. Apparently, though, The Shawshank was based on another prison movie, which was infinitely better, from what I hear. I don't want to watch it, actually, because I really like The Shawshank Redemption. Nicolas Cage is a joke. Well, he's funny, isn't he? He's funny. What did you think of Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland? I'd rather watch a turd spin around in a toilet for the rest of time. Have you seen the show 16? It sounds horrible. Sorry. I really enjoyed watching your remixes for movies I haven't seen and then watching the movie. That was particularly fun for AI. Thank you. Yeah, AI was quite fun. Well, AI is not fun. AI is a good movie that is emotional, if you're into that sort of thing. Have you considered a Cars remix? You couldn't shoot me enough times to make a remix of Cars. Would you ever consider a Samurai Champloo remix? No, I probably wouldn't. The Shawshank Redemption is based on the novella by Stephen King, actually. But it was based off a movie, though, from what I hear, Shawshank. There was a movie that it was based on, or that it was very much like, which was apparently a lot better than Shawshank. So that's why I'm interested by it. Simpsons or Family Guy? Fuck Family Guy. Simpsons all the way. Simpsons all the way. Where's my teeth? I don't like Family Guy. It's very infantile. Simpsons kind of... I don't know. They do think that Simpsons has a tact to it. The old Simpsons, right? The first 4 or 5 seasons. All of their comedy has a tact to it, whereas Family Guy is very... it's a bit puerile. It's a bit infantile. I get the feeling Seth MacFarlane is a bit of a child. Would you use the Shawshank Redemption in one of your mashups? No. But someone did, though. Someone actually did a parody of one of my tracks using clips from the Shawshank Redemption, and they have Andy Dufresne putting on the vinyl, and then all the prisoners looking up at the megaphones and listening to it. I thought that was quite funny, actually. Do you still record samples off radio? No, never. What are your feelings on your Jam remix? Satisfied? Not happy? I'm very satisfied with Jam. I thought Jam was... I liked it. It just doesn't change as much as I would like. The second half is very much like the first. That's my only problem with it. But apart from that, I think I did the show justice. Do people recognize you in public often? Never. Who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character, male and female? Oh, God, I guess Scorpio. I don't know. I say Scorpio because I don't know of any other Mortal Kombat characters. Family Guy or South Park? South Park, again, Family Guy loses out for me. I think South Park is where it's at. Sorry, Seth. What are your opinions on the Marvel movies? Oh, God, I hated Daredevil. I would probably go... The first Spider-Man movie I liked, actually. I thought Tobey Maguire did a good job. Spider-Man 3, Jesus Christ, I just felt like shooting myself all the way through in the cinema. I don't know why they suddenly did this whole turnaround where he's dancing in the street as an emo guy, and then they have a jazz club dance scene in a Spider-Man movie. I don't know what's going on there. Jesus Christ. Have you noticed that Stephen King make excellent movies, but his actual novels make terrible movies? I have not noticed that. Your top 3 pet peeves. I hate people that sit on trains with their earphones blaring music, loud enough that you can hear it on the other end of the train. I hate that. I don't know why I need to hear what music you're listening to unless I want to, I don't... If I want that, I'll go to turntable, right? I don't need to hear what you're listening to when I'm trying to have a peaceful train trip. Other pet peeves? I don't know. The Avengers. The Avengers was a fun popcorn movie. I wouldn't call it a good movie by any means. I thought it was quite shit from a script writing perspective. But it was fun, and it was funny, and it was It was a good night out. You know, it's not a good movie. Shawshank Redemption is a good movie. The Avengers is a popcorn movie. Let's keep those things separate, please. As an artist, how do you balance your time between commissions and personal work? And when do you know when a good stopping point is? Well, with commissions, I try to do a few hours every day. Whereas with personal projects, I don't like to force that kind of relationship with my music. I think that's when it's a passion project, I like to work on it when it wants to work with me, if you get what I mean. But with a commission project, you go, I've got to get that stuff done soon. So the commissions always come first, unfortunately. If I asked you to watch Go one more time, would you watch it? Okay, what kind of movie is Go? You'll have to sell it to me, because I cannot justify... I just bought Back to the Future on Blu-ray, all 3 films, and that to me is good watching, so you'll have to make Go sound pretty good. What strange talents do you possess besides making shitty music? Well, strange talents. I don't have any good talents apart from that. A good talent is getting a webcam and looking like a gimp in a public chat room for a couple hours. That's what I'm pretty good at. Major versus minor chords when you remix, and why? I actually use more major than minor, but you see, I wish I could show you guys this. I wish I could connect my sound card to Ustream. I will figure it out, God willing. I use more major chords, but I like it when there's notes in between the notes, like a blue chord, you know, like a blue major or a major 13th. I like major 13ths and add threes or whatever the hell you call it, ADD threes. Do you still enjoy listening to your pre-Alice work? Sometimes I do. I found the very first track I ever made on a computer program the other day, and that I don't enjoy listening to because it is so primitive and so ridiculously unappealing. Favorite pizza? Pepperoni and cheese. Actually, I tell a lie. Favorite pizza is just cheese, and then it's pepperoni. What do you think of the autistic dickheads who rap over your tracks? Oh, that's harsh. Oh, they are autistic dickheads. I don't like it. I think it's like taking the Picasso painting of the girl, the lady, the Mona Lisa. Yeah, I know my paintings, don't I? It's like taking the Mona Lisa and putting graffiti over it and saying, it's a new art form. It's not really. It's actually just an abomination. I think rapping is cool. Remixing is cool. Remixing with rapping over it is too much to focus on at once. They cancel each other out. What color are your eyes? They're gorgeous. They're not. No, sorry. What does that say? Oh, what color are your eyes? They look like shit. Oh, thanks. I don't know what they are. Some kind of greeny, browny color. Pogo lyrics on YouTube. Did the Shawshank edit. That's right. Yes. Are you still working on the Kramer remix? No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I actually put away the Kramer remix for a commission piece. If you listen to the United Nations mix I did, the chords in there I think are the same as the ones in the Kramer mix. So I need to do something new for the Kramer mix now. I love the GameCube track you have. Oh, really? I would love to see it finished. Okay, thank you. Go is akin to Pulp Fiction with more music and drug dealers. Cool. Is it like what's that movie with drugs? Requiem for a Dream. Is it like Requiem for a Dream at all? See ya, Dino. Thanks for coming down. What is your favorite Dynamo mix? I love Bike Ride. Bike Ride is probably my all-time Dynamo favorite. I really wish he would go back and make it longer, because it's only a minute long. I love it. Is insulting yourself a form of modesty? It's something I do because it's fun. I don't think you should take yourself too seriously. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, thank you, yes, my eyes are pretty. What remixes are you going to leave forever unfinished? Probably, none, really. I'd like to think that I finished most of the things I start at some point. What's that movie with drugs? Yeah, I think it's Requiem for a Dream, I think. Your favorite pop artist? That's like asking, what is your favorite color of turd? I don't really have a favorite pop artist. I don't think you should take yourself seriously. Train Spotting. That was with Ewan McGregor, wasn't it? I like Train Spotting. Kind of disgusting when he climbs into the public toilet. That was great fun. What happened to the live version of the Pulp Fiction remix? It made its way into the YouTube version, if you notice. It's one of the break sections towards the end. It's the same thing, just kind of keyed down. What made you laugh the hardest in your entire life? Oh, Christ. That's a very good question. That's a hard one, that. I'd have to think about that. Shit. You know what it is? It's probably a piece of stand-up by Godfrey Jones, the black guy. He did a piece of stand-up on rock climbing and how stupid people are for rock climbing, and how it's. I mean, not that I condone that. I think rock climbing is awesome. I'd go rock climbing, but the way that he says everything and does everything, I could not. I woke everybody in the neighborhood up laughing at Godfrey's stand-up. Godfrey's amazing. I'm turning 18 in 20 minutes. Could you give me a happy birthday? Happy birthday, mate. Welcome to the club of people who are almost allowed to drink. You guys only drink in 2021, right? My brother turned 21 the other day. 18. You're still getting there. You're almost out of your teens. You're very lucky. What made you... have you seen Brave? I haven't, and I probably never will. What would it take to get Swashbuckle out to the public? It would take, well, you'd need to walk up to Jerry Bruckheimer. You'd need to suck him off to some degree, and you'd have to pay him a lot of money. While Go isn't like any Requiem for a Dream, if you like Pulp Fiction, okay. All right, you're kind of selling it to me. Is it on Blu-ray? Is it on DVD? I'll look for it. Have you seen the video, They're Taking the Hobbits to Isengard? Yes, I have. That's the one with that little synthesizer, right? The Hobbits, the Hobbits, the Hobbits. What do you use to perform live? I use a laptop. How do you feel of Dylan Moran's stand-up? He played David in Shaun of the Dead. Yes, he also played Bernard in Black Books. I'm not a huge fan of Dylan Moran's stand-up, but I absolutely love him in Black Books. Very funny guy. He does amazingly funny script stuff, Dylan Moran. Have you ever seen the show The Misfits? No. Favorite controller from a video game console and why? It's a cross between the GameCube controller and the Xbox controller, 360 for me. The 360 controller is bloody comfortable, and the GameCube controller was very good as well. I don't mind the PS3 controller, but the analog sticks aren't as accurate for me because they're more sort of spring-loaded, so they spring back to the center. Oh, crikey. Go is on both Blu-ray and DVD. Good. I will look for it next time I'm at the JB Hi-Fi store. The Hobbits, the Hobbits, the Hobbits, indeed. You know what I loved about that remix? It exposes the idiocy of Orlando Bloom to a T. Yes, the stream has been going on for too long. I can feel my neurons frying slowly. Your best Halloween costume? We don't have Halloween here, so when I was in jail, I saw the movie Halloween for the first time. You know, with Jamie Lee Curtis. That was a great film, Halloween. Man, maybe it was just great though, because I hadn't seen television for 3 weeks straight. A really good soundtrack is Benjamin Button. I don't remember it. I was too busy cringing at the film. Are there any modern cartoons that you like? The last one I can think of is Animaniacs. No modern cartoons, no. Have you ever thought about releasing your music on CD? I couldn't because I could never get the rights to distribute. Are you religious? Are your parents? I'm not religious, no. My mother is a Christian woman, and that's it, really. Yeah. If someone made a dubstep remix of one of your tracks, will you actually kill yourself? I don't know if I'd kill myself. I'd put something sharp and metal into my ears, but I probably wouldn't go as far as to kill myself. That'd be a bit extreme. What other movies did you watch in prison? I watched a lot of commercials with chocolate things in them, Reese Puffs and all that. That's what I remember the most, just sitting there starving my fucking balls off. I don't remember watching many movies, though. Thanks for being alive, for real. Thank you for coming. Most annoying song you've heard? Poker Face. What is your favourite movie soundtrack? Yeah, AI. Oh, AI is a beautiful soundtrack. My God, that's got to be some of John Williams' best work. I really like the Close Encounters soundtrack as well, because I think John Williams was a bit more back in his youth, and because it was all recorded on analog tape, I imagine, his music has this beautiful, like, vintage timbre to it. Close Encounters soundtrack, beautiful stuff. And the questions keep coming. What other movies did you watch in prison? I've already read that. Speaking of Halloween, have you seen John Carpenter's other film, The Thing? I need to see The Thing. Everyone tells me John Carpenter's movies are awesome. Joburg Jam? ? Okay. Somebody did make a dubstep mix of Garden Love Somebody. Please tell me you're joking. I hope you're joking, because I'm not happy to hear that at all. What is your favourite 90s house group? Oh, crikey. I liked Corona, but they're not really a house. That was more like dance. I loved Strings of Life, early 90s. His track Rhythm is Rhythm. Again, I'd play it. I'd play it if I could get my sound card synced up. Have you ever listened to Balam Akab? No, it sounds Arabic for some reason. You need to see The Thing, but don't watch the prequel. No, I won't. Are you a fan of the Twilight Zone? Dusty showed me some Twilight Zone in Nairobi on a filming project, and they looked quite awesome. Scariest and most intense film I've ever seen. Which one? Oh, The Thing. Right. Wow. Okay. Cool. Someone needs to turn Amnesia into a movie. No, actually, forget that. That's a terrible idea. Why does everyone get the impression that all Irish people are twinkly-eyed, with a pig under their arm, going from town to town saying, "Sure, I'll paint your house, but watch out, I might steal it." I don't know. Irish just have this kind of working-class thing about them, but they're not necessarily like that. Do you like the movie The Labyrinth with David Bowie? I don't, no. Sorry, I really, really don't. Thoughts on the Elm Street remake? I haven't seen it, but I can imagine it sucks. Will your Casablanca remix you played at your live show ever be released for the third time? Yes. At some point. At some point. Have you ever heard Burial Stolen Dog? Oh, have you ever heard Burial Stolen Dog? No, I haven't. No. Go out and love someone dubstep. I really... Oh, man. Please say it isn't so. Please say it isn't so. Why would you do that? What's Tater's hair? How many times has the Casablanca question been asked now? Sorry, let me get this 1 second. Go away. Thoughts on the versions of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? I never saw Dragon Tattoo. I just heard the Pogo dubstep remix. I'm very sorry. Living Island is awesome. I mosh to it in my room. I mosh. Is that like making potatoes or something? Opinions on the 20-year-old men who enjoy My Little Pony. It is a little bit scary, isn't it? It's a bit scary. Yeah. That's why I don't watch My Little Pony, because I'm worried I might turn gay or something. Sorry, let me just get this one more time. Yeah. Alright, what else we got here? Mosh pit, it means to jump around like a crackhead. Ah, well. That's nice. Cool. What do you mosh to? Oh, I've missed it. Have you seen the French film Amélie? I have seen Amélie. I liked parts of Amélie. What I didn't like about it was that it tries to be art house for the sake of being art house. You get what I mean? It's like deliberately, like, you know, typically French artistic. Whereas I prefer movies like Breaking the Waves by Lars von Trier, a movie that gets rid of all that crap and just buckles down on the story. And Amélie for me was just a bit too artsy for the sake of it. America is embarrassing. Please excuse these children. They're excused. I think dubstep mixes of your tracks is the same as people rapping on your tracks. Oh, God. I don't know. I would rather have someone rap over Go Out and Love Someone than turn it into a dubstep mix. That would be like a little bit less insulting. Any regrets, Pogo? Any regrets? My regrets. My regrets would be... No, I can't think of any regrets. I think everything's a learning experience, you know. I don't think I'd ever go back and undo everything, because it would undo a part of my knowledge or experience that I have today. Your guilty pleasure? Well, porn, obviously. Mr. Simon watches My Little Pony. And Mr. Simon's a pretty guily guy. At least to my knowledge he is. Are you a Groove Armada fan? I really like their track... Oh, come on, Nick. Why is my memory so bad today? At the River. At the River by Groove Armada. That's a great track, man. Have you ever experimented with drugs? You tell me. I tried a bit of marijuana with Dynamo on tour, and we basically just laughed our asses off at the video of the guy doing Gandalf's voice whilst doing the Fresh Prince opening rap. And we couldn't breathe. We almost both passed out. And apart from that, I've just tried smoking a bit every now and then. I smoked 2 pipes in the space of half an hour once, and I became violently ill. Is there another name you'd give to J'adore Jouin? I don't know. Gay, flowery, fruity piece of music. If I'm correct, did you make a statement after you got out of jail that you were going to do an online performance for the fans that couldn't get to see you? I didn't make that statement, no. I mean, I don't know how you can compare an online gig to a real live gig. It's just not even close to being the same experience. Re-upload your eating and ranting video again. What was the point in removing it? I removed it because I made a dickhead out of myself. You see, I'm a very impulsive person. I'll do things without thinking about them first, and then I'll undo them. So I kind of... Yeah, I did like what I said and what I did in that video. I made a gimp out of myself, didn't I? So I took that down. Any people making MLP Pogo remixes? Am I happy? I don't know what that means. Have you ever thought of remixing any of the Godzilla movies? No, I probably never will either. How do you go about selecting your bits and pieces of sound prior to orchestration and creation? Well, that's something I can't tell you, really. It's a very artistic process. Asking a remix artist how do you select your sounds is like going to a painter and saying, how do you make your paintings look real? You know, it's just a very artistic process. There is no formula to it. It's all in the ears. What made you choose Pogo as your artist name? When I was in maths class, I came up with this comic strip called Pogos, and it was a kind of Pokemon Digimon series thing. And when I started making music, I just thought, I'm going to call myself Pogo. It's nice and easy to remember. The problem is things like Pogo.com are very much taken, so that's my only regret there. Where's a great source of tutorials that you benefit from? I don't really watch tutorials. There's a guy on Vimeo that does Ableton Live tutorials, and he's damn good what he does. He's a New Zealand producer, and he's a master at Ableton Live. So search Vimeo for Ableton Live tutorial. There are some very top quality tutorials on there that you will, I guarantee, learn a lot from. And the questions keep coming. Where's a great source of tutorials you benefit from? Why do I read the same question twice? Have you ever been to Washington, D.C.? Yes, I think I had my first gig in Washington, D.C. I didn't like it at all. Washington, D.C. is like a business district. It's not somewhere I'd want to live. I did enjoy the monument, though. I went to the monument and I went to the White House. That was fun. Man, that was great. Wow, I'll always remember that. I always remember it because in what game is it now? In Mass Effect, is it Mass Effect or is it Battlefield 3? It's either Mass Effect 3 or Battlefield 3. You go through the ruins of Washington, D.C. And I remember walking past the monument and having the flags and then seeing the buildings around it and saying, I walked through that area. That was awesome. That was awesome. Do you ever excuse yourself when you burp? How rude. I don't. Sorry. I'm like that. I'm Australian. What are your thoughts on 2.5 Men at the moment? 2.5 Men. I don't know how you could watch it. It's canned laughter, right? I've been asked that question about my paintings. Spot on. Why Disney won't let you release Swashbuckle? Disney won't let me release Swashbuckle because they own the copyright to it. Swashbuckle was a commissioned piece, and so when you get paid to do it and you sign a contract for it, that's now their product. So because Disney doesn't actually own the rights to Pirates of the Caribbean, it is actually a Bruckheimer production. They're not able to get the rights for the remix, unfortunately, because apparently Bruckheimer Films doesn't want to do anything with it. That's my understanding anyway. Have you ever tried LSD? No. Did you ever consider a mix from the movie Toys? Never heard of it. Toy Story? I love the sounds in that film. Has any big-time performers ever asked you to work with them or help on their album? For example, Daft Punk. Never heard from Daft Punk. I imagine they can't be bothered. Or the Avalanches. No, I don't think so. The Avalanches comes to mind, though. I know this sounds corny, but before you leave, I would like to genuinely thank you for the music you make. Oh, thank you. Whose mix edit mashup you most enjoy on YouTube? Well, I always like Higgins and Doolittle by Remix Luke. I really wish Remix Luke would keep making stuff because I really like his sound. Oh, and Arrow Through the Heart by Jesh is, of course, a classic that I'll never grow tired of. Happy. What was the moment you realized I am now a celebrity? I wasn't aware I am. I never had that moment. There is a comic strip about an opossum named Pogo. An opossum? Some kind of possum on speed or something? What are possums really spelled? Huh? Can't you do another Pirates of the Caribbean remix without the commission restrictions? Yeah, I could, but you see, for me to do another Pirates of the Caribbean mix, I would have to seriously outdo Swashbuckle, and I don't know if I could do that because I was damn happy with Swashbuckle, man. I was really happy with how that came out. I don't know if I could do it again and be satisfied. That'd be very difficult. If Dynamo, Pisas, or Jesh all didn't produce music, would you still socialize with them? Well, we'd have less common ground, so we wouldn't be able to talk about music production. We wouldn't share each other's things. We wouldn't be in the same walk of life, so I don't know if we'd communicate. I probably would, actually, because we're all very good friends. Despite what we actually talk about, we enjoy talking, and we do get along. So I think we probably would still be friends, absolutely. What are your opinions on copyright laws? Oh, God, here we go. Long story short. I think remix culture symbolizes the nature of life and creativity in that everything is derivative. Remix culture really represents that, I think. And so for companies to come along and say, we own this and we own that. I think it's very unrealistic. You know, no one ever copyrighted the sound of the violin, and yet it's in every piece of orchestral music out there. That's derivative creativity. So I think for us to create a society in which we, prohibit ourselves from inspiring each other through means of derivative creation, I think that's going to be a very dreary society indeed. Do you currently own any vinyl records? Yes, I own a few Farben records, Raw Macro and Butone, and I own a Michael Jackson a cappella record. The Michael Jackson a cappellas for his history tracks, which I've never broken into, but I do have it, and I'm quite happy with that. And I also have a record of Russ G and Black Monk sharing a vinyl together. Do you like Starbucks? I love the Java chip chocolate thing at Starbucks. It's very good. Favorite book? Probably is it the Silver Scroll by Wilbur Smith? Will you do a little live mixing before you leave? I'd love to, man. I'd love to do some live mixing, but I can't get my sound card to route through Ustream. People should stop asking me this because I just end up sitting here for God knows how long trying to figure it out. Let's see. If that says Sapphire, then that means that it's... no. I'd love to, but I think in all honesty, I think we've been sitting here for long enough now, so I think we'll wrap up Q&A soon, and I will definitely do a stream of live mixing and stuff like that in the near future, definitely. If you return to DC, do you think we could kick it off like homies? I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be good fun. DC. I don't know if I'd return to DC. It's a bit of a business district, but if I ever did, yeah, that'd be fun. Do you prefer vinyl to CDs or cassettes? I think yes, I definitely prefer vinyl. If I was given if I was given the choice of sampling, say, Astro Boy on vinyl versus Astro Boy on CD or DVD, I would take vinyl, because that vinyl has been mastered and mixed and recorded on analog gear with analog mixing desks and analog microphones and analog mastering techniques from back in the day. Plus it's pressed onto vinyl, so I know that will sound a hell of a lot better. It's always a very sweet treat for me to be able to sample from vinyl because it sounds so good to my ear. Do you like the YouTube Harry Potter Puppet Pals video? I do. That's the one with the little finger puppets, right? Yeah, no, that's funny. I like that. Do you read off of cue cards ever? No, I don't really do any kind of shows or anything. Favorite Batman movie? Batman Forever with... No, I'm just kidding. Favorite Batman movie? Dark Knight, probably, so far, with Heath Ledger. Amazing film. Still awaiting you to bust out a verse from Backseats. Do you intentionally try and make coherent lyrics in your remixes? No, never. A lot of the time it comes that the lyrics come together in their own bizarre kind of way in my tracks, but I never do it deliberately, no. It's always about the melody for me. I think that's kind of a novelty too, when it's catchy but it doesn't say anything. I think lyrics are quite... I think lyrics are a bit superfluous at the end of the day. Like when you're singing about your girlfriend leaving you and shit, what do I care? Sing a song. Are you a fan of Charlie the Unicorn? No, I think it's silly. Favorite Michael Jackson song? I always loved Stranger in Moscow. Yeah. What genres other than electronic do you like? I like jazz. I really like jazz. I like swing. Swing is good. Drum and bass, and 90s house. Early 90s up to mid 90s. Everything past that point kind of started sucking. Oh, Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger. They're both so good. I'd probably... Look, I love Jack Nicholson in The Shining. I think Heath Ledger... Here's a question for you, right? Heath Ledger replacing Jack Nicholson in The Shining. What could that be? That could be interesting. I'd love to see that. Sorry, I'm answering your question with a question. Probably... I'd say Heath Ledger as the Joker. Yeah, for the Batman stuff. Been to Vancouver. I think I was in Vancouver on tour. Would you want your music to be stored in an archive for historical posterity? I'd rather put them in my own vault, actually. What's with all the people on your Kickstarter page saying they haven't received their stuff? The truth of the matter is a lot of people haven't received their own stuff. I'm still in the process of shipping everything myself. I've been going to the post office lately and sending everything out. It's a mammoth undertaking. If you had the chance to live in any time era, where would it be? I would select medieval Japan. I would select 50s North America somewhere, like the I Love Lucy days. That's why I love The Sims 1 so much, because The Sims 1 has this beautiful little 50s feel to it. Project Piccadilly, thanks a lot for coming down. More Space Bunny products on the way. Yeah, maybe. I'd love to do a Space Bunny watch. I've actually been toying with the idea of a Space Bunny / Pogo iPhone app that records things and detects notes in sounds the same way Melodyne does, but then it sequences those in accordance with musical formula so that now anybody can make their own kind of remixes. That'd be kind of fun. I've often thought about doing a teaser video, on April Fool's Day. That'd be kind of cool. Have you ever used a CDJ before? I have never used a CDJ. I see CDJs as paperweights in a day and age where everything is digital now. Have you ever listened to Enya? Yes, I used to. In fact, I actually sampled. If you listen to my track on SoundCloud called I Am Not or something, the chords that I've stretched out and that I've pulled through Granulator are actually from a song by Enya. So that's Enya's stretched out voices in there. But you don't get Cowboy Bebop. I don't get Cowboy Bebop, no. I just didn't really connect with the way that they tried to combine space with cowboy stuff. It didn't really work for me. They did that in Firefly, which I think worked. But when you combine it with the whole anime thing, I don't know. I found it a bit weird. To be honest, though, I didn't give Cowboy Bebop a very fair go. I think I only watched a couple of episodes. About a year ago, you favorited a video of a French girl saying chocolate, and it was made into a song. Do you remember what the name of the video? French girl saying chocolate. French girl saying chocolate. I don't remember that, no. I must have been on something. No one could replace Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Role was basically made for him. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I probably wouldn't replace him. No. Ever seen Dead Poets Society? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Honestly, I'm over movies that are about inspiring, our youth in schools. I'm over movies about that, really. Come on. On your live version of Casablanca, how did you get the key sound using the scene where the band was playing? That is a tiny little... it's two chords that are recorded of the jazz band playing when Rick is walking through the cafe. And I liked it a lot. I looped it, and it's just got this great jazz house kind of sound to it. So when I go back to revamp the track, I hope to sustain it and use it a bit more. Have you ever listened to Aphex Twin? No, never listened to Aphex Twin. Is he any good? You also sample Enya in Murmurs of Middle-earth. Ah, of course. In fact, if you listen to the instrumental version of Murmurs, she's used throughout the whole thing. Have you seen FLCL? Fooly Cooley? I have not. It sounds very unusual. Do you like Doctor Who? No, I don't. Bebop is about the jazz, not the space cowboys. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Have you seen the Half Nelson? No. I have just recently watched... it's this really awkward British comedy with these two guys, and it's all shot in first person. What is it called? Someone here will know what I'm talking about. It's all shot in first person, and it's very awkward and very funny. It's great. I love it. No, it's not the two Ronnies. What is your favorite anime? Probably Samurai Champloo. What is your opinion on highly regarded films like the first two Godfathers? You know, I watched Godfathers and I really didn't get it. I honestly don't know how it deserves a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I didn't really get it. I still prefer Breaking the Waves by Lars von Trier. What's your favourite nostalgia critic moment? Oh, a Bat Credit Card comes to mind. And I love the bit where he's reviewing Home Alone 3. The jokes he makes for Home Alone 3 are absolutely gold. Ever heard a song you didn't know the title of and searched for it fruitlessly? Yes, it was that song by the Cranberries. Dreams or something? Dreams or something like that. It was a song by the Cranberries. It was like their iconic song that I used it in the end of my Freedom Flavor track. I didn't know the name of that song, and so I typed the lyrics in and everything. The way I had this. I was having this nap in the afternoon, and I had this dream in which I was on the magic carpet in Aladdin with Jasmine, and in the background, was that Cranberries song playing. And I woke up and I thought, right, I've got to find that song. What's the name of that song? I composed it in FL Studio and I put it onto a forum to get people to tell me what was the name of the song, and they all come back with the Cranberries. I think it was Dreams or something. The Cranberries. Moving on. Two Ronnies is awesome. Yes, tis. Have you seen Flawley Towers? No. I love the Cranberries. Was it Linger? No, it wasn't Linger. I just get the word dreams for some reason. Listen to the album Selected Ambient Works 85 to 92 or Come to Daddy by FX Twin. Okay. Ever think about remixing 500 Days of Summer? No. Have you, if you were to have a sit down with any celebrity, who would it be? I'd love to sit down with Robin Williams, actually. I mentioned Orson Welles before, but he's dead. Orson Welles and Robin Williams, yeah. Robin Williams because I loved Hook when I was a kid. I really feel like Robin Williams kind of made that movie what it was. What's your thoughts on the movie Inception? I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's very complicated. More complicated than it needs to be. I enjoyed it though. Very entertaining. Is your Aladdin track also a commission? No. Neither the early days one nor the Magic Carpet one. No, they're both my own thing, so I can release them. If you had a censored in your mouth, oh my goodness, would you take it or leave it? I don't know what censored means. In every possible way, and oh my dreams, it's never quite as it seems. Yes, Dreams by the Cranberries. Thanks, I thought so. Robert Williams was the star of Toys. Oh, that's right. I never saw Toys. I know what you're talking about, though. I remember the posters. Have you ever sampled band scenes from various movies? No. Robin Williams is awesome. Could you make a funny face? What is currently your favourite band? I don't have any favourite bands. I think bands are kind of dying, in all honesty. Electronic music is the thing now. You said you just saw Back to the Future trilogy. Do you want to make a remix of them? I would like to, but I really feel like Homestar Runatron is going to take that medal at the end of this year when he releases his Back to the Future remix. He's found a DeLorean on Hawaii, where he lives, and he's composited sounds and clips from the film to make music around the DeLorean that he's filmed. and it looks, from the previews I've seen, it looks phenomenal. I don't know how I could top that. Ever considered a Kill Bill remix? Says the person. Says another person. I have not considered it, no. Dynamo remixed Kill Bill, I think. Yeah. And it was great. It was awesome. I don't see how I would top that. Why not compete with him? Because I really like him. I think Sky's awesome. I really like the guy. I enjoy talking with him, and I really like the work he does. When someone tackles a movie, I kind of like to leave them, to do it. And I like to leave them in that space to themselves. Do you have any songs that aren't really sampled from anything? Yeah, you could say Gitch is a song like that. Just like various CDs of my... Testing. Okay, cool. I'm backs. Sorry, I was just saying a Clockwork Orange remix would be a pretty good remix. My little preamp here has lost its battery power. Everybody tripping. I love how we can see still him articulate. That must be weird. That must be depressing. What was I saying? Something about, what would be an unusual... I don't know. What would be an unusual movie to remix? I don't know. One of the latest Star Wars movies, Attack of the Clones or something. That'd be a pretty weird movie to remix. Which do you like better, mastication or masturbation? Well, preferably, I like to do both at the same time because it's a bit of a sensory overload. You've got your chips, and then you've got your business downstairs. It's a good combo, actually. Nintendo 64 favorite games. Favorite games. I love Banjo-Kazooie. I'm emulating Banjo-Kazooie at the moment. And Ocarina of Time, obviously. Majora's Mask is fun. Mario Kart. Perfect Dark. GoldenEye 007. What's another 64 game? Oh god, there's quite a few. Have you seen Star Wars, the Clone Wars Cartoon Network? I have. And I'm sorry I did. DK64. Yes, very much. DK64 is almost exactly the same as Banjo-Kazooie. If you play them, it's like the one's a port of the other. Thoughts on arcade game Limbo? I really enjoy Limbo. Very entrancing, very creepy. It gets inside your psyche, that game. It's a bit like Amnesia in that sense. Limbo's great. I'd very much recommend it. Diddy Kong Races. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. Would it be much to ask if you could read my username out loud? Inexpensive Jew. There you go. What separates you from releasing videos and MP3s? The fact that making videos is a pain in the ballsack. You've got to bend over your computer for hours and hours and hours just slinging little tiny video clips together. You see, I could justify it with Lead Breakfast because it was the first time I was doing the Windows thing. And I thought that was quite fun, actually, and entertaining. So I had that drive to do it. But nowadays, I'm getting other people to do videos for me, like Gold Pick Carrots, who was in here at some point. There he is. What else have we got here? The 60s Spider-Man would be a great remix. That's true. How long did it take you to finish Casablanca? Which one? How good are you at roller skating? I don't roller skate. I tried longboarding a while ago. Longboarding is quite fun. Do you ever remix video games? Yes, I'm busy working on a collaboration with Jesh at the moment for Ocarina of Time. Banjo is made by the same company. Yeah, I know. Banjo built off Mario 64. It's very similar, though. Very similar. It's almost frightening. Ever play Super Smash Brothers for N64? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I used to play Super Smash Brothers in the school holidays when I was a kid, all the time. Did you know that ProSonic has a vocoder that can combine two sounds to make a new one? It's called Audiomorph. Yes, I have seen that. Actually, very standard of what a vocoder actually does. So you've got a carrier wave and you've got a shit, what is it called? It's a carrier wave and it's a... Oh shit, I've completely forgotten. Please do 60 Spider-Man. How is your progress on the Dumbo remix? I'm looking forward to getting the Stork remix out, Dumbo. A lot of people seem to like it. But yeah, like I've said a few times now before, it's just a bit samey. I need to go back and do something that isn't so samey, and then I'll consider releasing it. What did your mum want you to be when you grew up? Nothing, really. My parents have surrounded me with music since I was a kid. I was making my first tape recordings when I was 2, and I actually have some of those tape recordings, which is bizarre. Yeah. I had 30,000 KOs with Fox on SSB 64. That is an achievement, my friend. I'd take my hat off to you if I had one. No, my hat's not in here. How long did it take to finish your live version of Casablanca? Not even a week. Not even a week. It's a very simple piece. Favorite brand of audio products? Sound Devices, probably. Sound Devices makes exceptional stuff. Yamaha is very good. Roland is very good. The Roland Edirol range. Why did you stop coming to the Face Punch forums? Because when I was in the Face Punch forums, it was really just to promote my, just to share my 3D Half-Life 2 composite pictures many, many years ago when I was at school, wondering why I was at school. And yeah, that's really the only reason I was at Face Punch. And then I just decided, wow, the Face Punch community is a little bit retarded. Could you stand up? How tall are you? I am this tall. I'm taller than your average bloke. I'm taller than your average bloke. If you ever made a mix of AVGN, I like that idea. What would you use for chords? Because AVGN doesn't really have chords you could use. What AVGN does have is he has a different theme song for every one of his videos. It's the same song, but it's performed differently with different instruments, so I would probably sample that. What did you think of independent rappers like Tech9? Never heard of Tech9. What video game would you want to be a motion picture that hasn't already? Well, that's a controversial question. I would love to see an Ocarina of Time movie done in the style of Lord of the Rings and to the quality of Lord of the Rings. However, I know that Hollywood would completely sodomize any Zelda game, turning it into a film. So it's for that reason I hope never to see a Zelda movie. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it done well. But I hope to never see a Zelda movie because I know it would suck balls. Face Punch forums, yes. Nujabes, favourite tracks of him. Nujabes. I like a lot of Nujabes tracks. Let me go through some Nujabes. Sound library. Oh, it's not in here. Right, I'm on my iMac. Oh, god damn it. Favourite Nujabes track. I like that one with that kind of that really mellow guitar, that sort of Spanish, semi-slow Spanish kind of thing. That was beautiful. Sunset something. Have you ever used Mixedcraft? No. Is that the thing from Mixman? Any advice about selling your own work as an artist? The best critic is yourself kind of thing. Yes, your best critic is yourself. But I think independent music is massively on the rise, which I think is one of the reasons mainstream music is getting quite restricted in terms of budget. You need to be selling your own stuff, I think. It's a good thing to do. You know, you need to support yourself as an artist. Sell your stuff. On my webpage, I have some of my stuff as set your own price because some of it has copyrighted material in it. And so I can't actually sell that, but people can donate for it so they can set their own price if they want to. I don't know, but do you play Minecraft? I would play Minecraft, but I'm afraid it would consume all of my time. I'm afraid that if I started playing Minecraft, I'd become so enraptured in it that you'd never see me again. I would just be playing Minecraft. It'd be like World of Warcraft. You just play it all day, all night for weeks. So I'm afraid of playing Minecraft for that reason. Do you do any tabletop gaming like
D&D? Have you seen the movie Red Dawn? I have not. Thank you. What movie do people request the most for you to remix? Well, at the moment it's Kill Bill and it's The Big Lebowski. Was Alice your first mashup remix? No, my first mashup remixes ever was a little 5-track EP of very minimalistic, very basic tracks of the Oliver film. You know, little tiny sounds like little chords, footsteps, and little bits and bobs, and those came together to make my first ever movie remixes, which were of the Oliver film. The next one was Anna, and then one after that was Alice. Red pill or blue pill? Depends which one gets me into the... I'd stay in the Matrix, honestly. The movie, being out of the Matrix doesn't look like a lot of fun, does it? Really surprised that it took Dynamo to show you Twilight Zone. Have you heard of Twilight? I have not heard of the Twilight Zone until Dynamo showed me of it. No, but apparently it's a damn good show. Would who are you starstruck by? Who am I starstruck by? I haven't met anybody, so I don't know. I can't think of anybody. Would you consider releasing that Oliver EP? Yeah, I might do that. When the new store goes online, I think it's probably a good idea to release that stuff as waves. R.I.P. Eiffel Dodger. Yeah, what's his name? Jack Wild? Jack Wilder? Jack Wild? Yeah, he was great. He was in HR Puff and stuff. HR Wank and stuff. Do you feel like a Padawan or a Jedi? Sometimes I feel like a Jedi, but I think it's good to feel like a Padawan because that way you're always open to learning. You see, if you ever get to a point in time and you think, I've learned everything now and I'm a master now, you're closing yourself off to learning and discovering and evolving as a person. So I prefer to think of myself as a Padawan. I'm seriously looking forward and dying for your live version of Casablanca. Yeah, everyone seems to want me to release that. Will there be a shop section where you can buy Space Bunny t-shirts? Yeah, I think so. I've actually been on Spreadshirt.com making t-shirts of the Space Bunny ready for that. So I think we probably should sell t-shirts and USB drives. It just means that I need to get some kind of shipping system sorted out. I'd safely say that Oliver is your most sampled film. Would you ever make a full track? Well, I would. The Go Out and Love Someone track is largely samples from Oliver, and I only realized that when I started work on a video for it, which was a long time ago. I didn't finish it because it's a huge amount of work gathering that many clips from that many different films. But I would love to do a video for Go Out and Love Someone at some point, yes. Jack Wild had a terribly sad life. Yeah, he did though, didn't he? He was kind of like Michael Jackson in that he was a kid deprived of his childhood because of the business he was in. What do you think of brony musicians? Brony, like the living Tombstone, Nick, come on. Pinkie Pie, Swear, making tracks influenced by you. I've never heard of them. You'll have to shout them out. I've never heard of them. Why do you censor censored? Do you not consider it to be a medical term? Well, I don't know what's under the word censored. When did you make the tracks on your Broken Beats album? That was many years ago now. That was like Anna and stuff, wasn't it? I can't remember. I must have been 16 when I made those. Any thoughts on a Matrix remix? The Matrix 1? Yeah, okay, sure. I would consider the Matrix 1, definitely. That's a badass movie. If you look at the Space Bunny in the right light, it looks like Mickey Mouse's face. Coincidence? It's not a coincidence, no. I was working on a logo at the time of a bunny with coloured ears, and designer Tim Armstrong sees it, and he turns it into the Space Bunny. But he was very intelligent in the way he did it, in that the head of the bunny is actually Mickey Mouse's nose with the highlight on it,
and the ears are Mickey Mouse's eyes. So I was stoked with that because my first few remixes were Disney remixes. So if you ever need a logo, man, Tim Armstrong's your man. Do you have an Xbox 360? No. I have a PlayStation 3, which I very much enjoy. I'm playing Journey, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, I'm playing LA Noire, and I'm playing a lot of PlayStation 1 games on it as well, like Parappa the Rapper and Colony Wars. I'm going through all my old games, man. Soul Blade, Crash Bandicoot 1, Fluid, Interactive Sound Lab, and all that stuff. All that stuff is really good fun. I would like a 360 though, maybe, because the controller is so bloody good, and there are some very good games. My big question is Xbox 360 1080p compatible? Because the PS3 isn't, and I suspect the reason the PS3 isn't is because the graphics card isn't good enough to get high frame rates at 1080. But I could be wrong, I don't know. How many consoles do you have? Crikey. I have the Sega Genesis, the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation 1, the grey boxy one from way back in the day. I have a GameCube, I have an Xbox One, the first Xbox, the big fucking thing, and I said GameCube, didn't I? That's it. I would love a Super Nintendo. Oh, I'd love a Super Nintendo with all the original cartridges. Star Fox and Donkey Kong Country and all that. I gotta get that stuff, man. Emulating just isn't the same thing, is it? Emulating old games, it's not the same thing, man. You need to get that stuff on the console with the original gamepad on a couch. AVGN inspires me. Is there a part of you that still enjoys the username Faggotron? I've never enjoyed it. I created it because I was a weird dude when I was a teenager, and I still am, I suppose. Just less so today, I'd like to think. And, yeah, Faggotron. I mean, Faggo in German is bassoon. So, I mean, look, I never created it with any means to insult anybody or any kind of connotations to anything, homosexuality or anything. It was just me having fun when I was a kid. And then Alice got 2 million views, and I was too late to go back, unfortunately. I never enjoyed it, though. If I had the choice, if I could change my username and keep everything on my YouTube channel, I would. I'd go Pogo. I'd go Pogo Mix or something like that. Do you ever attempt a remix of a musian rather than a movie? What's a musian? Someone on Turntable played your track, Her Perfume. Is that released somewhere? What's the latest on that? Her Perfume is... Cripes, I don't think I've actually got that saved. I think I made that before I unlocked my version of FL Studio, so I couldn't save it. It's a very short thing, though, and I always did like it. I always did like Her Perfume, and the song I made. And yes, I think it would be good to release it at some point, extend it somehow. What games do you have for the Xbox? I have the original Halo. I have Halo 2. I have some kind of Tony Hawk's game, which is a bit odd on Xbox with that controller that's bigger than your head. I can't remember what else I have. When it comes to PlayStation 1 games, I do suggest Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I played Resident Evil on GameCube. You know that first one, that really realistic one? Man, that's good. I loved that. If you ever get Super Smash Bros. 64 on your emulator, would you play me online? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'd play Super Smash Bros. On an emulator, though. I'd much rather play it on an N64. Even though the graphics are better, and even though it's widescreen, and even though you can use whatever console controller you want. Oh, man. I just think playing with the original, playing with the real McCoy, that's the experience, I reckon. You know, I think playing it through the original console, with the original circuitry, with the original sound and the original controller, and playing it on your couch the way I think console games should be played. For me, that I can very much identify with Angry Video Game Nerd with why he doesn't emulate the things that he reviews. What's your favorite music from Willy Wonka? I like the music when they are on the boat. Yeah, I like the boat stuff. I like the Pure Imagination track, I guess. I don't know, what question is this? Any favorite Half-Life 2 mods? Yes, Gary's mod and S mod. S mod gives you bullet time mode. You hit a button and it goes into Matrix mode. It's awesome. Plus, it adds on a lot of weapons like a shovel. You can walk around spading people. And the other thing about S mod is you just get a whole bunch of weapons. You get a rocket launcher where you can spawn watermelons and then you can blow them up and stuff. It's fun. Have you played the unreleased Star Fox 2 on Super Nintendo? I haven't. That sounds like I've got to find it somewhere. Would you ever remix Transformers? Absolutely not. Did you like Halo? I did. I really liked Halo. I went through this phase in my school holidays as a teenager where I was playing Halo every day, and then I was watching The Party with Peter Sellers every day. I kept alternating between the game and the movie. And so I had this weird association between the movie and Halo. So that's how I remember that game. It's kind of bizarre, but The Party with Peter Sellers is an awesome film. But yeah, Halo was great. I don't know if I liked Halo 2 as much. They started biting off a bit too much, I think. Halo 1 stuck to its guns, pardon the pun, very well, and it did it. I think Halo 1 kicked ass. Can you describe your typical day? My typical day is I get up, I work on my commissions, I eat, I work on my commissions, I eat, and I work on some passionate stuff, and then I work on my commissions again. And I might go for a little bike ride every now and then. Do you have any statues in your home? No. No, I don't. Not yet. Should get one of Michael Jackson, the history of statue. That'd be wicked. What's your favourite droid game? I don't play games on Android. I don't know why I would. I don't know why I play games on my Android. I like Fruit Ninja, actually. The Fruit Ninja game was quite cool. Was The Party with Peter Sellers the one with the parrot? Yes, Birdie Num Nums. If it was, that's my favourite movie. Yeah, The Party is awesome. Oh man, Peter Sellers, he was ahead of his time, I think. I love that movie, The Party. Birdie Num Num, love The Party with Peter Sellers. Have you ever played Dead Rising? No. How many Carry On films have you seen? I've seen each and every one of them. And I say that confidently because I have the entire collection on DVD, which has Carry On England, you know, the kind of the B-grade films that came out in the late 70s, like Carry On England, Carry On Girls. But of course, I think the best Carry On movies are things like Carry On Cruising, Carry On at Your Convenience, Carry On Up the Khyber, Carry On Camping, Carry On Nurse, Carry On Matron. I love those films, man. I grew up on the Carry On films. And I still laugh at them today. I love them. Are you a fan of Kid and Play? No, not since I was a kid and playing. Do you have any action figures? I do have action figures, and I can get them for you. Uno momento. Action figures, action figures. Check this out. Look at these action figures. This is an R2-D2 that I found at... you can't really see it too well, but I love this thing. I saw this, and what you don't see on the webcam is the detail of this thing. But the detail is absolutely phenomenal. So there's that. I have a few like Star Wars sideshow collectible things. And come on, R2, stand up, you silly sod. And there's C-3PO, which again, if I put batteries in his head, I could get the eyes to light up. But the battery is a watch battery, and who the hell has watch batteries? So yeah, there's C-3PO. So yes, for the person who asked about action figures, I do have them, and I like to keep them on my desk because I find it's really good inspiration. I'm a fan of Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog did Crash Bandicoot, didn't they? I am. They won awards for like best graphics back in the day of PS1. I've got to play Abe's Odyssey again. And he's off. Goodbye. I highly suggest that you watch the anime film 5 centimeters per second. Okay, cool. Have you ever seen any Miyazaki films? He's the guy that did Spirited Away and Totoro and Ponyo and all that, isn't he? So yes. How about a Princess Mononoke? Mononoke. remix. I've never seen it. I really like Ingenuity. Thank you. I took it down, though, because it was very poorly done. I could have done it a lot better. What is your favorite AVGN episode? Oh, I think my favorite AVGN episode is the Sega 32X. I probably laughed the hardest on that one than I've ever had. I've seen a lot of them, though. I've seen almost every AVGN episode, so it's very hard to pick a favorite. There's so many good ones, Jesus. Wallace and Gromit remix. No, I do not like Wallace and Gromit. I never understood what was funny about Wallace and Gromit. I never got it. I never understood that kind of humor. Naughty Dog did Crash, Jack and Daxter, Uncharted. They did Uncharted. Wow. I can't believe they're still going then. If you went to Vegas, what would be first show you'd see and why? First show? I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't aware there was shows there. You've never seen Princess Mononoke, but you've watched Miyazaki's other films. You've missed the best one. Oh, okay. I'll have to see Princess Mononoke. Have you ever seen Nausicaa on the Valley of the Wind? It's the best Miyazaki movie, in my opinion. Okay, I'll have to check it out. So that's Princess Mononoke and Nausicaa of the Valley. Have you seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged? No, but I was a big fan of Dragon Ball Z as a kid. Look up the Zelda Chronologically Confused by Oh, I have seen that actually, yes. Yeah, that was great. I love his like 30-minute stuff because it means I can go and get something to eat and I can watch it over a period of time. Sharbalt, I'm finally here just in time. Really? Oh, we've been going for so long. And you also have to check out Go, of course. How did the Wild Bunny send you those cupcakes? With difficulty. They arrived as a pit of mush, unfortunately, because it was very hot here. They melted. The Wild Bunny sent them in styrofoam boxes, and she had suspended them inside them with little compartments that she'd made with toothpicks and stuff, and she used ice packs to keep them cold, which was futile, of course. They got nuked. They got absolutely nuked. I never thought I'd see a nuked space bunny. How can we... Oh, I'm so sorry that didn't work out for her. How can we send you things? You can't. What is your favorite 90s rap group? Probably, I love De La Soul and Dougie Fresh and Souls of Mischief. They were like 1991 or something. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is all over. YouTube can have to check it out. Okay. Best 90s Nickelodeon show. Oh God, that's a question, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. I loved... What was that one with the kids surfing? It was these kids that hung out at a beach shack. Rocket Power, yes. Rocket Power. I loved that show. And of course, the early days of Rugrats was a lot of fun. I remember seeing Kenan and Cal. I actually kind of liked Kenan and Cal, and I watched a lot of Amanda Show. The Amanda Show was weird, wasn't it? That was a weird show. That was my introduction to American humor, and I don't think it was a very good introduction, but I enjoyed it nevertheless. Will we ever see interviews of your mum from Garden? That'd be a good idea. I actually thought about that once, but I never did it. Yes, an interview with the star of Garden. That's a good idea. I should do that, actually. She'd find that so fucking weird. A Tribe Called Quest is my favourite. Kenan and Cal remix, perhaps. No, just because I like a show doesn't mean I want to remix it. Did you watch The Adventures of Pete and Pete? No. Who was the designer that did your logo again? Tim Armstrong. Tymn Armstrong, as in the guy on the moon. Would you ever make any other behind remix videos in the future? I should actually, yeah. I guess I could do one of Pulp Fiction. That'd be fun. I get the feeling, though, that once you've seen one behind the scenes, you've more or less seen them all. It's just me flicking through the sounds. But if people want it, yeah, sure. Do you enjoy the idea of virtual musicians like gorillas? I do. I think it's quite a cool idea. I suppose I could do something similar with a Space Bunny character. At the same time, though, I mean, when they play live, are they actually on stage? They're not, to my understanding. It's just their characters on a screen. That's not very fun. For them, it's not very fun. I'd want to be out there. Have you thought about doing a Home Alone remix? Christ. I don't see that working too well. I really don't see that working too well. I guess I just don't love the movie enough. Could you raise your eyebrows and clench your lips together tightly? Why so little cowardly lion? I don't know. Why is he little? Who knows? Do you like Dexter's Lab? I loved it. I liked it when I was a kid. Yeah, it was funny. And then they started getting non-funny. As they do. Why do you consider the Space Bunny your spirit animal? That reminds me of Prey. The PC game, Prey. I'm reminded of that now all of a sudden because you mentioned spirit animal. I don't know. I don't know why a bunny. Honestly, I don't know why. It just seemed like a cool thing to do. Space Bunny. A bunny in space, man. Have you ever heard of Jay Dilla? Yes, he made great beats. Don't ever doubt yourself. I only show you to certain people for a reason. I don't want you to become mainstream. You don't want me to become mainstream? Oh, really? In a good way. I don't know. I beg to differ there, actually. I think any artist could benefit slightly, at least a little bit, from having some mainstream exposure. Have you ever been a fan of Adult Swim? I used to watch Adult Swim. They used to have this robot character, right, on Toonami or something. Oh, that's different. Sorry, that's different. That's anime. Adult Swim was, didn't they used to have this adult version of Ren and Stimpy? Or something? It was very raunchy. Very edgy. Have you seen a rabbit-proof fence? I've seen fences. And yes, I would call them rabbit-proof. I have seen Rabbit-Proof Fence by Philip Noyce, the movie. It was very good, actually. It's the only Australian movie I've seen that I could honestly call good. I actually really enjoyed Rabbit-Proof Fence. I first saw it as a class assignment, and then I decided to get it on DVD because I liked it so much. It was very good. Very good. Philip Noyce, man. Have you ever considered an Aboriginal remix? No. What is your opinion? It's like saying, have you ever considered an African-American remix? It's like, what? What is your opinion of the tenori on? You tell me. So your American accent is really good. No, it's not. To Me was hosted by Tom. Really? I remember there being some kind of anime robot thing in Toonami somewhere. Why was the Wild Bunny able to ship you something but others aren't? Is she a special friend? She's a friend. She's like Jesh and Dynamo and Pat. You know, we have a small little community of people, and we like to just kind of talk it up and I mean, I'm not a social guy. You know, I don't talk with a lot of people. 5 people for me is a record. Mainstream ruins an artist. Nothing pisses me off more than when public becomes aware of good music. That's true. I think that's true. It depends. Are you getting into the mainstream scene independently, or are you doing so under contract? Because if you're doing so under contract, you'll end up like Justin Bieber. If you're doing so as an independent artist, you can control how much mainstream formula you use. And then, when you have some mainstream audience, you can bend back into your usual sound and style and show that to them. So I am intrigued by that, because when you're an independent music doing commissions and stuff, you turn into a bit of a marketer, and you become a bit more of a businessman. And so I am intrigued in the formulas of mainstream music in that sense, from a marketing standpoint. Have you watched Brave? No. I probably won't watch Brave. Oh, God. The trailer has this little joke sequence in it with Billy Connolly and his character sitting down with his family at the dinner table, and he makes this really unfunny joke, and it's just like,
No, Pixar, this is not what you should be doing. Disney has done enough prince and princess movies. Why are you doing them now? Hmm. Well, if you say you don't do impressions, then what's with that Jack Nicholson voice? I don't know. I like dipping in and out of the American accent. Is it just me, or are the same questions being asked? They are, but I think you might be, you might have your public chat window might be stuck at the top. Tom is an animated robot. Yes, yes, that's right. Remix movies tutorial for PC users anytime soon. Maybe, yeah, that'd be good. And I could go a bit more into the actual creative process. My only regrets in the Mac tutorial video is that it was very technical. I didn't really cover anything about the actual remixing. It was really just the how to connect stuff. So I think I could do better than that next time. Oh, okay. I'm going to start finishing up soon, guys. So I've got things to do today. I've got 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's do a few more, and then we'll call it a day. What country have you not been to yet that you'd like to go to? I'd love to go to the UK. I'd love to go and visit London because I think I've got a lot of European blood in my veins, and I'd love to go and see the UK at some point. Never been there. Have you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? The Shyamalan movie or the series? I saw bits of the series and I actually kind of liked it. I never got into it though. The Last Airbender came around when I was kind of growing out of the whole kid anime stuff. Oh, hang on a second. Oh no, okay. Chat window likes to stay stuck at the top sometimes, so I have to make a habit of... Do you still use FL Studio? Sometimes I do. I don't like it though, because it forces me to make music in a very blocky mechanical workflow, whereas Ableton Live lets me do things a little bit more fluidly. Fluently. Can we expect an HD upload of Splurgen Shitter? Oh god. I don't think I could... I don't think I'd have the heart to do that to anybody. That'd be horrible. Don't worry, you have very good taste in what's up, so don't ever doubt yourself. Thank you. I had a similar reaction to that joke from the trailer of Brave, and I'm hoping they just picked the wrong clip. Yeah, maybe. Maybe the trailer for Brave is not doing it justice. I don't know. At the moment, I think Brave is for the kids. It's for the kids with, like, really bad senses of humor. Like Paul, right? Do you remember Paul? Christ. Do you feel obligated to remix anywhere you go on vacation? I don't feel obligated, no, but I'm pretty sure that when I go to New Zealand later this year for a holiday, I probably will... I'll probably take my camera and microphone with me. I'd love to do New Zealand as a remix. Any question you want to be asked but haven't? No. Any chance you would make another video with you dancing randomly? I thought about doing it for my current Secret Garden dancey auto-tuney remix and then compositing a Space Bunny helmet onto my head. But then I could just get someone else to dance and do a much better job. And coincidentally get me laid more frequently. But yes, I think I would like to do more dancing in a video. It would be fun. I don't know, but I think it's a little bit wanky. I mean, it's... I don't like to get too involved. I think I enjoy having some distance between myself and my work, at least for the moment anyway. For the moment. I might have a project coming up soon that defies that. We'll see. Any chance... Nope. Now you'd be really pissed with this question, but what about a The Party remix? I've often thought about doing a remix for The Party with Peter Sellers. I have often thought about it because I really enjoy that film and I just love the whole warm, jazzy vibe to that movie. I think it could do well, actually. Well, I'd like it. It probably wouldn't do well on YouTube because no one's seen it, but I would really enjoy doing something like that. Why did you use little sounds from The Lion? Why
did you use little sounds from the line? I think you mean to say, why did I not? I don't think I did use any lion sounds because I didn't like his voice. Or did I? Shit, I don't know. I can't remember. Do you like the brace, the brave little toaster? I don't remember that. It rings a bell. The brave little toaster. Is that a Pixar thing? I'd say that Brave is Pixar's darkest film. Darkest? Is Goldpaper Carrots in a loop of Friends? Yes, he is. Goldpaper Carrots is currently doing a video for my upcoming World of Warcraft remix. I disagree. Wally is much darker. Wally was, more aimed at an older audience, wasn't it? A more mature audience. I imagine it didn't go down as well with the kids. Why did you make a second YouTube channel? Because I like to be able to make a bit of a dickhead of myself without having potential clients watching it, you know what I mean? I think you should have a YouTube channel for yourself as a dude, as a person, as a blogger, and then you should have a YouTube channel for your work. I don't think it would be such a good idea for me to be putting videos of me ranting about greasy sausage rolls on my YouTube, on my big YouTube channel. I don't think it would be such a smart move. Any ideas for your next Ustream? Yes, I want to do a live mix thing. I want to start working on my Astro Boy remix or something similar and broadcast it on Ustream live. That'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be fun because the Q&A stuff is like, I can feel my voice box slowly decaying. Are you, Dynamo, Jesh, Peace and Ditto coming out with another album? No, not at the moment. No, we've just done the Far, Far Away Star Wars thing. No more plans to do anything like that just yet. You said bands are dying. Are EDM the thing now? Skrillex was a lead vocalist of a band and is now an EDM producer. I'm not surprised to hear it. Everything is becoming digital these days, and I think it's influencing the kind of music we listen to. I think electronic is easily the predominant genre of music now on the radio. So I know for a fact that where I live, recording studios for bands are going out of business left, right, and center because acoustic music, I think, is dying. It's always going to be alive, of course, but in the mainstream scene, you know, the money-making scene, I think acoustic music is dying. I think we're seeing a definite decline, and recording studios everywhere are going down. Party Monster. Pretty crazy film, yes? Never saw Party Monster. Sounds like Monsters Inc. with Peter Sellers. Are you still thinking about uploading the video for the unfinished Wizard of Oz mix? I am, actually. I'm thinking of... I've actually finished shooting for that, which is just me with my hair gelled back like Humphrey Bogart and a bit of foundation on my face, and I've lit myself like a scene in Casablanca, and it's just me doing lip syncing for all the sounds in that track, but I've cut between different lighting setups so that there's a bit of variety, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure if it would be such a good thing because the video would have absolutely nothing to do with the Wizard of Oz. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I would like to do it though because it would be fun. Have you experimented with dubstep before? No. I might do one day. I don't really have. I'm not at all compelled though, in all honesty. I think dubstep is going to be a thing that kind of fads out eventually. Do you go on YouTube and look for people making movie remixes? Oh, I do. A few times a week, I try to sit down on YouTube and then look at all the latest movie remixes being done, and there's always really good stuff. There's an amazing abundance of movie remixes out there at the moment. It's quite amazing. You think it's just a little fad, but there's a lot of people doing it. Maybe it's not. What do you think of the people who remix you? I wish they would all die. No, I think the people that remix me, I don't mind. If I'm inspiring people to make something in any way, I'm happy, I guess. The party has actually a lot of views on YouTube. Why do you have boxes on your doors? Yes, they're not boxes. They're not boxes.
they are actually sound acoustic paneling. You see, so I have little things on the back where I Velcro them to the wall, and they're for sound acoustics. So they go on there. Sound acoustic paneling. Why do you have... Yes. Do you play 3DS at all? Are you looking forward to Theatrhythm Final Fantasy? I do play 3DS, but not religiously. I mean, when they came out with Ocarina of Time on 3DS, I'm thinking, how am I going to experience the entire Ocarina of Time adventure on something this tiny? I mean, there's no way. There's no way. The screen is like this small, and your hand is cramped because it's so small, you know. I do love Super Mario 3D, though, on the 3DS. That's great. And I love... Yeah, Mario Kart 3D is awesome. That's good fun. Would you ever take voice samples from your fans and make us a remix? That's a good idea. I've thought about doing a competition before where I get a bunch of people to sing a certain song, and then I remix them all into a patchwork or something. That could be kind of fun. The Mellow Brick Road video competition went down quite well, so maybe this would as well. Will your Wally remix be released soon? Probably not soon, no. I've got too many things to get on with at the moment. I do want to finish the Wally remix. I want to do a kind of break section using the main robot on the Starship Enterprise thing. What's the name of the ship? I haven't seen Wally in so long. The big ship with all the fat people on it. There's the big robot with that deep vocoded voice. I want to do something with him. Yeah. Please upload a torrent of Around the World with Dot. Ooh, I'd get myself into a lot of trouble doing that. What's the status of the Alice track played during your last tour? It became a commission piece, actually. So, again, I can't do anything with it. Do you plan on making more remixes sampled from HR Pub and stuff? I do not plan on it, no. I would like to go back to Living Island and do something a little bit more original with it, because it sounds a lot like Scrumdiddlyumptious, and I want to do something different. Favorite voice actor? There's this guy that did the voices in the black and white PC games. He's a guy in the UK. I loved his work. I can't remember what it was. I don't follow voice actors at all. Have you done any mashups of your own mashups besides that promo for your live shows? Nope. Best genres of music to remix? Oh, jazz is one. Jazz is classic remix material. And 80s stuff, anything that has a retro sound to it. That's why I'm remixing Astro Boy in the 80s at the moment, because it's got such a beautiful sound to it. What type of comments on your videos piss you off the most? Haters. I guess people that complain about it having too much adult content in it. Do you have anyone famous following you on Twitter? Yes, I have Graham Linehan following me, who tweets me up every now and then. He wrote The IT Crowd, and he wrote Big Train, and he's a very well-known comedy writer in the UK. Have you played Star Fox 64 on 3DS? I have not. I didn't know it existed. The Axiom, yes. Will J'adore Juin be up for download on the new site? When I do something with it, yeah, I want to do something more with it. It's just a little bit samey, mate. The voice actor of the robot is a Mac text-to-speech voice. I thought so. Yes, it sounds like that, doesn't it? Hal. He looks like Hal too. He's got to be inspired from Hal. Can you say hello, Mr. Shaw? There you go. Do you know any other languages? I don't. My parents are both Dutch, and they both speak Afrikaans, which is like a South African language, but I don't speak it, no. Okay. Did you not learn any language in school? They try to teach you Japanese in school. I always thought, why the hell am I doing Japanese homework? What is the point of this? I mean, school is dumb, but this is really dumb, surely. If I want to learn Japanese, I'll learn Japanese. Get off my back. I'm not going to do Japanese homework. What the hell's wrong with it?
Please say, it's been nice talking to you, Johnny. Did you hate high school? Yes, with a passion. Yes, we did run out of questions, actually. Look, folks, I'm going to leave it there for today. We have been going now for, I think, just a bit under 2 hours. I need to get on and get some work done today. I've got just past midday already. We started at 10 a.m. So, I'm just going to close public chat now. Yeah, look, thanks for coming down, everyone. It's been a lot of fun. I've informed y'all and given you some facts and some information that you might have found inspiring or informative. In my next Ustream mix, I might do a little bit of Q&A to people that didn't get to come down. But really what I want to do next is a live kind of mix session where I just simply work on a track and you guys can just kind of leave it in the background and chat and listen to how the track's coming together. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, look, thanks again for coming, folks. Thanks for staying tuned on Twitter and thanks for staying tuned on Facebook.